As the sun sets on the 2023 Big League season, the stars of tomorrow shine bright in the desert night. For over 30 seasons, we've seen the likes of Aaron Judge, Mike Trout, Mookie Betts, and Bryce Harper go from AFL stars to MLB superstars. This year's class has the chance to shine as bright as any. One stellar fall season could put you on a meteoric rise to the show. So come stargaze with us as the best of the best from the Fall League face off. It's the AFL Fall Stars game, next on MLB Network. Sunday night is absolutely perfect for stargazing. Good evening and welcome to the 17th Fall Stars game here in the 30th season of the Arizona Fall League. We are coming to you live from Mesa, Arizona, as the final week of the Arizona Fall League kicks off right here on MLB Network. And it is so great to be with you once again. I'm the rookie to this operation, Greg Caserta, joined by two savvy vets, really good clubhouse guys, in Jonathan Mayo and Ruben Amaro Jr. So great to have you aboard with us tonight. Jonathan, the home run derby was last night, but the fun really starts tonight.
Absolutely. I'm getting over the fact that I think you just called us old, by the way, but I'm going to go move past that. This is kid in a candy store, kind of like the Futures game. People watch that in the All-Star break. The Fall League itself, tons of future big leaguers, tons of stars, and they're all on one field at one time tonight.
Yeah, and I'm really digging on like the youthful exuberance. It's really late in the season. I mean, it's at the very end, and yet these guys are showing a lot of energy out there. Got a chance to meet a lot of them, and they are just great kids. And
that's one thing that these two talked about, talking with these young men. The makeup is there, the characteristics, not just on the field, but off the field. Really good personalities. We're going to tell you about all of them. Let's take a look at some of the big names that you might already know. And we start at the top with number 17, Colson Montgomery. 7 top 100 prospects are here tonight. And let's not forget, the AFL goes just beyond these numbers. 20 batting champions have come out of this league. 34 rookies of the year, over 350 all-star selections, not to mention 22 MVP awards and 8 Cy Young winners. The accolades are there. Colson Montgomery, Jonathan, he's number 17. He's the highest-ranked player here.
Yeah, prospect-wise, he's gotten a lot of accolades already. As you said, the highest-ranked guy, number 17 on our list. Incredibly talented, incredibly advanced and mature approach at the plate for a kid as young as he is. Made it to Double-A this year. Big, strong, left-handed hitter, plays shortstop, so you can imagine where do their comps come from? Corey Seager, and we're going to hear a lot about that over the course of this broadcast. He embraces that, and he may get to test how close he is to that at the big league level sooner rather than later with the news of Tim Anderson's option being declined. But you look there at the grades, 2 6s on the hit and power, an overall 60 player. He has a chance to be a very, very special player on both sides of the ball.
Big and strong, just how we like them. And if you go a little bit further up the batting order for the American League, Ruben, you've got Kyle Manzardo, and he was a deadline deal. You made a few of those in your day. You know how important they can be.
Yeah, it sure was, and it was a controversial deal. Kyle Manzardo, a good-looking left-handed hitter. He's a first baseman, was a second-rounder for the Rays in July of 2021. He was traded for Aaron Savali. I mean, he was pitching as well as anybody for the Guardians at the time, and it was obvious that the Guardians were looking for a bat. They need bats in that lineup, and Kyle Manzardo is the guy. He's a number 58 overall prospect, the number 1 among first basemen, and it's all about the hit tool for him. It's not necessarily power, but this guy has the ability to make contact. He swings the bat and uses the entire field. I like the way, from what I've seen in BP, especially today, he now has 5 home runs here in the AFL. He's working on that power. Hopefully, he can profile and be that guy for the Guardians.
Not to mention the mustache looks really good, too. We'll show you that and plenty more as the top prospects in baseball get together on a beautiful Sunday night in the desert. The 17th AFL Fall Stars game is next on MLB Network.
The future is threatened by enemies often unseen.
Sailor Marine.
And unexpected. In the midst of an uncertain and evolving world, The need for Marines to defeat these shifting threats is critical because the need to ensure stability for our nation has never been greater. When there are battles to win for America's future, there is one constant: Marines.
Pro-level performance at work and at home. Right now, save $20 on the VGA 57 battery blower. Real steel. Find yours.
When you're launching a new product with a tight deadline,
2 weeks?
Grammarly's tone suggestions can help motivate your team with a positive approach. Because you know we got work to do. Looking good, team. When it's time to pitch your product to clients, a more personable and friendly approach can help sell it. And look, they bought it all. With Grammarly, getting the tone just right makes a big impact on your team's success. Download at Grammarly.com today.
We are back with you and right on time for the 17th Fall Stars game. Great to be with you once again. Alongside Jonathan Mayo and Ruben Amaro Jr., I'm Greg Caserta, and there is the National League lineup. They are the visitors, and keep an eye on the leadoff man, Victor Scott. He might be the fastest man in Arizona as we speak. And you see the lefties staggered about. We always like that. Eric Brown Jr., the shortstop, rounds out the order. And you do have Benny Montgomery DHing in the middle. Keep an eye on Jacob Marcy as well. He's had a really good fall league season. As you get your first look at C.J. Van Eyck, the 25-year-old from Tampa Bay, and the Blue Jays organization, after being their second-round pick in 2020. And we are underway on an 85-degree night, just shy of our scheduled start time. Great to be with you. As Victor Scott goes the other way and bloops it into left. And let's see if he tries it early. Scott hits first. He's going to second. There's the speed. 2 pitches in. A 2-bagger for the National League.
Yeah, really beautiful piece of hitting. This guy reminds me a little bit of Ray Langford, if anybody remembers that name.
That.
You have to go way back there. He slices one down the left field line, and he is scooting right out of the box. I mean, he can really go. He makes a nice turn here and kind of makes it fairly easily into second base.
He's one of the few true 80 runners in all of minor league baseball, and certainly in this league. You're tied for the minor league lead with 94 steals. Has a chance to maybe eke out a stolen base title here. He actually had 95 and then had one taken away, but we'll see. We'll see if he's going to try to swipe third here.
Not to mention a 303 average this year for Victor. His parents were both collegiate sprinters, so you know he's got it in his blood. And the count on Rincones quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. Gabriel Rincones, the Phillies' #9 prospect. And Ruben, you talked with him quite a bit, probably running some of the same circles, know a few of the same people.
Yeah, really interesting setup with his hands. Oh, that foul ball right off his face. You don't see that very often. This kid kind of bounced onto the scene, got a lot of pull power. The first thing you notice about him is his strength. I mean, there's a
right in the mush.
Hit him right on the mandible, it looks like. Yeah, I dropped the mandible.
He's dropping
guys.
mandible.
Wow.
2 batters
look out.
in.
I didn't have that on my bingo card.
Watch out.
Bring your textbooks, ladies and gentlemen. Another one to Gabriel.
Interesting path. He ended up playing. This kid's from Venezuela originally, but then he moved to Canada, and then he ended up going and playing some of his high school ball at Plant High School in Tampa, Florida.
Yeah, Kyle Tucker's high school, Wade Boggs' high school.
Nice looping breaking ball right there from Van Eyck, so he bounces back with a strikeout. And yeah, you talked about Gabriel Rincones as you get a look at that beautiful curve spinning. Not only lived in Venezuela, but also lived in Scotland. His father, Gabriel Sr., works in the oil industry, so the family bounced around quite a bit.
Interesting. He said he had 2 languages. He knew 2 languages, and he actually has 2 different accents for his languages. Kind of crazy.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
And here's Wes Clark, the 24-year-old, part of the Brewers organization. And the numbers terrific. Those 5 home runs, 19 RBIs, both top 5 in the Arizona Fall League. And now Scott with a great jump, throw down, no chance. And he timed it perfectly. Scott with a double and a stolen base.
This Fall Stars game is all about showcasing the tools and skills that these have, and we've already seen it from Scott. Good approach at the plate, and he had such a huge jump on that.
Yeah, but really, I mean, excellent mechanics. Anytime you steal third base, you want to make sure that you get some momentum going, and that's exactly what he did. No chance for Liam Hicks to be able to throw him out.
I've heard from some guys, especially with that kind of speed, that they often find that stealing third is easier because they can get a little bit more of a head start, maybe a bigger lead.
Plus, the pitchers will tend to give you like the same sort of look almost every time. And if they don't mix up their patterns, then it makes it really easy to do that. And that is a skill that not only is it important for the people on the bench to know that and understand the looks, but also the player on the field.
Infield back for the American League. And suddenly, Van Eyck punches his way back from 3-0 to 3-2. And this is something that Wes Clark has talked about. He's generally very aggressive early in the count because he admits he hates hitting with 2 strikes. And here he is on 3-2.
As opposed to all those hitters who love it.
I don't think anybody likes it.
And there you go, Van Eyck fights his way out of the hole. And after the double by Scott, back-to-back strikeouts for the Blue Jays righty.
Yeah, really good-looking sinker right there, and a lot of movement. Van Eyck.
He had good stuff coming out of college, and then had Tommy John surgery in 2022, so he's really just working his way back. But he might have a starter profile. He's getting a little older. It's a Rule 5 year for him, but he does have a 4-pitch mix that he can fold in there. So, you know, of the guys that are here, he's a little intriguing just because we haven't seen that much of him.
He only made 11 starts this season, just over 34 innings of work. As he paints one back to Oliver Dunn, another Philly in the top 4 in the order for the National League. Philly's got him in the Rule 5 draft from the Yankees. And his first year in the organization was just terrific. Showed more power than he ever had with the Yanks.
Yeah, really astute pick by the Phillies. I mean, they got him in the minor league Rule 5 draft, so he didn't have to be in the major leagues. And that's a really good way to be able to not just fill your roster at the top of the chain there in AA and AAA, but also you never know when you might get a chance to hit on a guy. And this guy really developed a lot of pull power.
Yeah, for a guy his size especially, it's a little surprising. And I was talking to him a little bit before the game about it, like, are you working your way into a 40-man spot here? And I think he's going to make it a little more difficult for a guy who was a minor league phase. He can play all over the place. He likes playing all over the place. He brings all his gloves with him. You know, 3 infield positions, 3 outfield positions if you want him to. He said he had a workout, pre-draft workout. The team asked him to get behind the plate. He realized pretty quickly that that's not going to be a spot he's not going to strap on the gear. He's like, no. But
so we didn't bring his catcher's mitt.
He's got that like sort of gritty utility type.
And that is an unbelievable first inning for C.J. Van Eyck, who ends up striking out 3 despite the leadoff double from Victor Scott. He challenges Dunn, and the National League fails to capitalize in the first.
This holiday season, give your family the gift that keeps on going.
Our very own Energizer Bunny.
Energizer Ultimate Lithium. The #1 longest lasting AA battery.
The harder you push, the better we get. Introducing CopperFit Ice, the world's first compression sleeve with a cooling sensation of menthol. The more you move, the more you'll feel the support. Our most advanced compression sleeve yet. A more durable heavyweight weave with seamless 4-way stretch for continuous compression and faster recovery of sore muscles and joints. CopperFit Ice. Get the full line of CopperFit Ice compression at these fine stores.
At Grainger, we know dealing with the unexpected is part of your job description. And you made a promise to keep the line running, to power through the downpour, to be the one who always gets it done. And our promise is to help you do it with professional-grade supplies for every industry, plus same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. Because you can't predict the future, but with the right partner, you can be prepared for it. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This bakery needs new equipment fast to keep up with demand. So they're going to On Deck, the online lender that makes it easy to choose your loan and, if approved, get funds as soon as the same day. Your loan is on deck.
The Chase Ink Business Premier Card is made for Sam, who makes
everyday products designed smarter.
Genius! Like 2.5% cash back on purchases of $5,000 or more, so Sam can make smart ideas
a brilliant reality.
Chase for business. Make more of what's yours.
National League failed to strike after the leadoff double from Victor Scott. Now it's the AL's turn with Ryan Bliss, Chase DeLauder, and Kyle Manzardo at the top. This is a really good lineup with a couple of names that you might be familiar with. Damiano Parmigiani is someone that I've been looking forward to. Heard about him a lot this season in the Blue Jays organization, and then last night hit 22 home runs to finish second in the Home Run Derby. It's been a great weekend here in the Fall League. And now a chance for Tekoah Roby. You see his 5-start numbers in the Fall League thus far. And he's been getting hit a little bit, but the strikeouts up over 1 per inning. As Ryan Bliss rolls over on the first one. Right away, he's thrown out by Eric Brown Jr. So Bliss, 1 up, 1 down. And this is the story for Tekoah Roby. And he was a deadline deal. We've talked about a few of those already. And that was huge as the Rangers bolstered their rotation with Jordan Montgomery and Chris Stratton on the way to the World Series just a few days ago. Now for Tekoah Roby, just 14 starts this season because of a shoulder injury. And he spent the entire year at AA, splitting time between the different affiliates in Frisco and Springfield. And Tekoah Roby was a high pick, 3rd rounder back in 2020, 1 round after the Rangers took Evan Carter.
It all comes back to Evan Carter. This is the kind of matchup. I mean, these games are so much fun when you have a guy like Tekoah Roby who has a chance to be a starting pitcher, and once he's healthy, 4 pitches, facing a 1st rounder like Chase DeLauder, who has missed a lot of time because of injury.
Yeah, that left foot has been a problem for Chase, the 22-year-old who the Guardians feel if his left foot holds up, they have a potential cornerstone in their outfield. You compare him with Will Brennan and Stephen Kwan. He is the Guardians' number 4 prospect. MLB has him at number 85.
Yeah, the Guardians really looking for some power in their lineup. They've got excellent hitters who make contact, but it's power that they're looking for. Really good breaking ball, and that's one of the things that we've seen from Tekoah Roby is that he's got an excellent breaking ball, and he has a feel for that changeup. Now his fastball, it's got some life as well, but he's still sort of learning to feel the pitch. It was a gutsy call by the Cardinals to go get this guy while he was still rehabbing, and that's the type of deal that, hey, you obviously scouted him prior to the injury and really liked what you saw. Ball's coming out of his hand pretty good right now.
Especially with the shoulder. He's up 97-98 here in this outing. 1 inning, let it fly. But yeah, the shoulder injury is even more cause to maybe pause a little bit. But they had a lot of track record and history on it.
They appeal the check swing. And it's no go. Jem Paywall down there at 3rd base. Part of this 4-umpire crew here at Sloan Park. Nice crowd on hand. And some kids roaming the berm. Got beat up last night in the Home Run Derby. Manzardo, part of the Aaron Savali trade that Ruben talked about in the open. 23 years old. And Washington State has to be proud of what Manzardo's done. Their first All-American since John Olerud.
Yeah, really calm, quiet at the plate. Doesn't have a whole lot of movement, not a lot of action. It reminds me a little bit of a guy like Jim Eisenreich with just a real simple approach, but Roby's got that fastball working. He blows him away. That's something that does not strike out very much. I don't see that with that high fastball. He got it right past him.
Yeah, Tekoah showed a little bit of everything, and he follows up C.J. Van Eyck's 3 punch-outs in the top half with 2 in the home half.
Hey,
deal lovers, here's something new.
Having good taste shouldn't cost you a good deal. And in this hut, $7 gets you both.
The all-new $7 deal lovers menu at Pizza Hut.
Because it's only a deal if you love it.
I'm coming in hot.
Check up.
Oh, you serious, huh?
Let's go.
Let's do it. I've been here before with your brothers already. Now you gonna take me to school? Check.
Are your headlights cloudy and oxidized, making your car look bad? Are they underperforming when you need them most? Cerakote's Headlight Restoration Kit restores weathered headlights back to like new and keeps them that way for life. Stop wasting your time with solutions that don't last. Cerakote's kit includes everything you need to go from this to this. Simply wipe away oxidation, give them a light sanding, and apply the ceramic coating. That's it. The True Ceramic technology does the rest. Buy any of Cerakote's #1 selling ceramic products for under $20 at these leading retailers today.
You think life is short? Football is short. The regular season's just 18 weeks. That's it. So cherish every over and under before it's over on FanDuel, with live betting on every NFL game. Because before you know it, a cold night at a Buffalo Bills game will just be a cold night in Buffalo.
Bet $5, get $150 bonus if your team wins, plus a profit boost every single day. FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook.
Each offseason brings change, and MLB Tonight has the lowdown on every team's outlook.
They're ready to win. Their fan base is hungry.
Get in on the talks, the rumors, and all the dirt that gets deals done. MLB Tonight, weeknights on MLB Network.
Pitchers dominating the first inning here in the 17th Fall Stars game. I mentioned at the top that this is the 30th season of the AFL, 31st year overall. And of course, the late Roland Heeman was the architect of the Fall League. 6 teams affiliated with 5 different organizations. Usually 7 players per org get sent out here to the desert, which is why we have Jonathan Mayo here to keep track of everybody. But we also have Chuck Fox, who's always kind enough to join us on the broadcast. Chuck, you got Greg, Jonathan, and Ruben up here in the booth. How are things downstairs for you so far?
Things are great, guys. Thanks for being here and supporting the Fall League as always.
So tell us a little bit about the weekend, because obviously last night the home run derby, the red carpet showed today, a lot's happened, and now this is really the crown jewel of this weekend.
Yeah, no, it's a fun weekend. We started off with a play ball event Saturday morning, had a great home run derby, and an exciting Fall Stars game. We've tried to grow it and make it a bit of a weekend and fun for the fans, and I think also a lot of fun for the players.
Chuck, obviously, as we see Benny Montgomery skying into short right field, close there. Sorry, Greg, I didn't mean to step on your play.
Honestly, you do it better than I do. You might as well keep it going.
Chuck, I sort of want to talk, larger look at the Fall League, obviously finishing school for players, but this is also a place where Major League Baseball likes to test things out. A lot of rules that have been implemented in the big league started here. What were some of the things that they've been doing this year that we might see in future Major League games?
Yeah, I mean, I think, Jonathan, we're excited about the growth of the league, trying to grow the brand. Again, it's a development arm for the players from the 30 organizations, and definitely an opportunity to grow the next generation of Major League Baseball fans.
That's got some liftoff deep to left. Jacob Marcy off the wall. Good effort by Robertson as it rolls back towards the infield, and now Jacob digging for third. Throw is there on the bag. Yes, sir. What a relay by Will Robertson.
And really a super job defensively, and it's a really good hustle by the center fielder to get over there and to kind of help things out. But it all started with the ball that was driven by Marcy. It was well struck. I mean, he's really come on in this Arizona Fall League, sort of a breakout for him. He didn't really get going out of the box, and that's where you have to make your hay. If you're busting it out of the box, he makes it to third base easily. Nice defensive play, and he's out of third base.
How about Robertson never giving up on the play, backtracking to pick up the loose baseball and fire that strike to third. As Jacob Berry swings through quickly down in the count, 0-2.
Yeah, Chuck, I was just wondering, Ruben Amaro here, thanks for being with us. I was wondering, what of the one thing, it's, obviously AFL has evolved over the years. Is there one thing that's pretty special to you that has changed over these years?
I think it's still the best kept secret in all of baseball and probably all of sports. It's a jewel, and hope more people get out and get involved with the Fall League, and it's a great brand of baseball.
Chuck Fox, thanks so much. Have a great rest of the night, and we will talk to you later. We've seen a little bit of everything, strikeouts and defense. Still no score here in Arizona.
But when I go for a ride, no matter how perfect the momentum, the rotation, it all comes down to one thing: tires you can trust.
Michelin, motion for life. We need a small business loan fast.
I got this.
Loan Falcon!
There's a better way to get a fast small business loan. Go to OnDeck.com, and if approved, get your funds as soon as the same day. Your loan is on deck.
This holiday season, give your family the gift that keeps on going.
Our very own Energizer Bunny?
Energizer Ultimate Lithium. The #1 longest lasting AA.
Feeling very excited right now. Why? That. The amazing new iPhone 15 Pro. Not just powerful and beautiful. No, this baby's actually made with titanium. Yeah, I couldn't believe it either. And better yet, when you get it on Spectrum Mobile, you get the fastest wireless speeds. Mesmerizing. Quick summary. New iPhone, Spectrum Mobile, super fast, giant poster. I rest my case. Get the new titanium iPhone 15 Pro on Spectrum Mobile for the fastest wireless speeds. Call, click, or visit a Spectrum store today.
Investing in gold doesn't have to be complicated. I'm Colin Plume, the CEO of Noble Gold Investments, and I want to take the time to show you how investing in a gold IRA can help you hedge your bets against inflation and other economic concerns on the horizon. Visit Noble Gold Investments and get our free gold investment guide on buying gold the right way. And make sure you're investing with the right company. Visit noblegoldinvestments.com.
Well, if Ruben Amaro Jr. is our English professor, that means that Jonathan Mayo is our math teacher for the night. And there, a look at the scouting grades going from 20 to 80.
Yeah, so starting at the bottom, 20 is a well below average player, all the way up to 80, which is, plus. We saw Victor Scott's 80 speed. You don't give out a lot of 80s, right, Ruben? Like
one.
If you see an 80 in any one tool, then that's a really a special thing for that tool.
80 is basically the best in all of baseball. So if you have an 80 power or whatever it is that you have, and then this is 80 speed, and I'm looking at maybe, Scott showing that type of speed, maybe one of the fastest players in the game. You're talking about Trey Turner speed. You're talking about, Bobby Witt Jr. type speed. So that's when you're talking an 80, that's what it is. And as far as a fastball is concerned, if you're throwing an 80 number out there, you're looking at a guy like Jordan Hicks, who's throwing 104 or 105 miles an hour. That's the fastest fastball you're going to see.
And you could take a grade down. Like a guy could throw really hard, but if you can't throw it for a strike, you may not hang an 80 on it. Right? It's also use of the tool.
Yeah, and part of that also is for people who are working in organizations, they'll give you a future grade, a present and future grade. So you'll get a present. He might be a 40. Power-wise now, but he may grow into a 60 or 65 later on.
Right. And then there's raw power versus in-game power.
Correct.
Different things too. Yeah.
So Oliver Dunn just went up to make the play. Broken bat, soft liner off the bat of Tyler Locklear. And DJ Hers has his first out of the night. Hers, the Nationals' number 16 prospect, came over from the Cubs in the Jeimer Candelario trade at this year's deadline. So he started the year in Double-A with Tennessee, pitched to a .397 ERA, and then stayed in Double-A and ended up in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, not too far from Ruben. And his ERA dropped to .255. So the jump from the Southern League to the Eastern League actually helped Hers in some of his extra numbers.
I thought you were saying it was the proximity to Ruben.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
He's an interesting, kind of slightly lower slot, kind of whippy arm action, so it's a tough look, especially for left-handed hitters. He's been a starter, but the command has been an issue. Kind of fastball changeup kind of guy, but if maybe he ends up back in the bullpen, I could see that being very uncomfortable for left-handed hitters.
Another one on the infield, Jacob Berry fires across, and so far 5 up, 5 down for the AL.
Yeah, and Hurts is one of those guys that has to move the ball around the plate. He has to pitch. He's not one of those guys going to blow you away. And that changeup is one of his best pitches. He got it just there. And when he gets the ball down like that, he can get a lot of ground balls.
I'm seeing a little Jared Washburn in there.
Oh, nice.
Take a shot at one.
I like
it.
Wow.
I'm going to jump in
with
the rest of the guys. As Colson Montgomery stands in. We saw Tekoah Roby strike out a pair on a 1-2-3 first. Here's Colson, the shortstop. And Colson Montgomery, the highest rated prospect here at number 17. Of course, the comparisons to Corey Seager. And it goes beyond the look, the position. It's the size, it's the swing. There is a lot that mirrors the two-time World Series MVP.
Looks like him a little bit.
And he goes out where Corey Seager would be playing at shortstop. So Colson Montgomery sneaks one through his position. And there's the first base runner for the AL.
Yeah, the one thing about Montgomery that some scouts have sort of discussed is whether he's going to be a guy that's going to stay at shortstop or slide over to third base. Pretty good job of hitting sort of against the shift. He gets beat on this pitch, but he fights through it and gets enough barrel on it to punch it through the infield.
And they said that about Corey Seager for years, from his draft year on. So that even that comp, as in, and Colson Montgomery is super athletic. He played basketball. He's from Indiana. He played basketball in high school. Could have walked on if he had gone on to college. So there are a lot of athletic attributes that make me feel that he's going to stick at shortstop.
Yeah, and I love the fact that he did play basketball at a pretty high level and was willing to, or going to try to walk on, because back in the day, I mean, the old school thought process was to go ahead during the wintertime and watch guys play different sports, whether it's, basketball or some of the guys wrestled or football or whatever the case may be. And you're not seeing that as much anymore. You're seeing guys just play one sport, and so it's tougher to see how athletic that player can be. And it's something that I've always sort of preached to the young kids is, hey, play all the sports you possibly can,
for as long as you can,
because it can make you give you a lot more athleticism and symmetry as far as your body control is concerned.
Zone shrinking a bit here on DJ Hers. Got the first two outs before the Montgomery single. And now he's behind on Liam Hicks, 3-0. Hicks, another Ranger appearing in this game. And yes, you can identify these young men by the jerseys that they're wearing. No surprises tonight, and there it is. And Hicks currently third in the Fall League with less than a week to go with 30 hits.
It's not been a ton of power, which you typically want to see from a catcher. I asked a lot of these guys for comps on themselves, and he first came up with Matt Carpenter, which I kind of liked. It was not the same position. And then he's like, all right, but if you want to go catcher, he's like Alejandro Kirk.
That fastball just missed the outside, and a walk pushes Montgomery to second. So now a couple out there for Will Robertson. Get another look at this one to Hicks.
Yeah, you see the toe tap that he has. It's a little bit of a Chipper Jones type of toe tap that he got on his load, and a pretty good eye, just to pitch just off the plate.
He's been seeing the ball well all fall.
Not only did Liam Hicks get a chance to be teammates with Evan Carter, but he also caught two of the Rangers' top 10 prospects in Jack Leiter and Owen White. So he's getting a really good education. And now it's another lefty in Will Robertson. You see the numbers so far for Will. Looked like Hers was on his way. 2 quick outs. But now Montgomery with a single and Hicks with a walk.
Well, that's the one question about Hers in terms of what his might be at the next level. The command continues to, at least consistent command has been a little bit elusive for him, and we've kind of seen the good and the things that he needs to continue to work on here.
Yeah, and as I watch his mechanics, he kind of crossfires, which is great when it comes to being deceptive, but it also makes it a little bit more difficult to command.
Another chance for Jacob Berry, throws on the run, and that's a beauty. So the mound visit works out nicely, and the American League leaves a pair. So far, a very well-pitched game as we go to the third.
Hey, Hey, deal lovers, here's something new.
Having good taste shouldn't cost you a good deal. And in this hut, $7 gets you both.
The all-new $7 deal lovers menu at Pizza Hut.
Because it's only a deal if you love it.
I'm coming in hot. Laser X, the #1 home laser tag game on the planet. The brand new Ultra Series has the most incredible lighting effects ever. Choose red, blue, or from 20 other team color combinations. Or go Ultra Mode and cycle through them all. Plus, Ultra Blasters reveal who tagged you. And blasters with a 200, 300, or over 500-foot range. You can get the Ultra Blaster double set for $49.99. Shipping is free. Batteries not included. Extra blasters sold separately. Must be 18 years or older to order. Laser X.
Are your headlights underperforming when you need them most? Are they cloudy and oxidized, making your car look bad? Stop wasting your time with solutions that don't last. Cerakote's Headlight Restoration Kit restores weathered headlights back to like new and keeps them that way for life. Cerakote's kit includes everything you need to go from this to this. Simply wipe away oxidation, give them a light sanding, and apply the ceramic coating. That's it. They'll restore clarity, look great, and are guaranteed to last.
Oh, wow, yeah, the difference. Oh, that's crazy. Dang, that's crazy. It's like a whole new headlight.
Cerakote is a crystal clear coating that bonds to the surface, repelling the elements, and is long-lasting, with over 25,000 five-star reviews.
I've been a detailer now for almost 4 decades. I've probably detailed about 25,000 cars. I've never come across a product that has the ease of use, the longevity, and the final result factor of Cerakote's Headlight Restoration Kit.
Buy any of Cerakote's #1 selling ceramic products for under $20 at these leading retailers today.
The numbers are in the books. Now, who are the best of the best? Baseball's award season starts right here on MLB Network. Who will win? Find out exclusively beginning Monday at 6 Eastern. Back with Jonathan Mayo and Ruben Amaro Jr. Greg Caserta with you once again. The pitchers keep rolling in one after the other. No surprises there. C.J. Van Eyck and Zach Penrod in the first 2 innings. And now Jake Eder for the American League. Throwing to Mike Troutwine.
Yeah, another trade deadline guy. I mean, it comes over White Sox, Jake Berger in the White Sox and Marlins deal. And it's nice to see these guys be able to put your eyes on some of these guys that you hear so much about during the course of the trade deadline.
Troutwine, former Northwestern ball player. His father John pitched there to start the family legacy there. Ended up appearing with the Red Sox for 9 games after getting out of school. And then his cousin Jack was a 2-time All-Big Ten selection and cracked AAA this year in the Nationals organization. So they had a nice long run at Northwestern. And Michael was a 13th round pick of the Reds just 2 years ago.
He can really catch and throw. That's going to be his calling card. And Eder, you know, is interesting. That might end up being a trade. Berger, you know, obviously made a nice contribution to the Marlins. This may end up being a win-win because Jake Eder was on his way to being one of the better left-handed pitching prospects before he got hurt.
That's smacked into right center field, and Troutwine ropes a 3-2 all the way to the wall. And he stops right there with a leadoff double. So all 3 hits for the National League have been doubles. It's the second time the leadoff man's gotten aboard.
Yeah, and he jumps on a fastball, as you said, 3-2, and he hammers it to right center field. This is a kid I got a chance to talk to during BP today, and he's just loving being here in the AFL. I mean, he is having just a great time, smile on his face all the time, great energy. And I love the bloodlines, man. Whenever you start talking about, you know, the father, the cousin, and all these guys that actually had an opportunity to play professionally, I love guys who have bloodlines, and it's obvious that this guy loves to play baseball.
Well, you would be smiling too if you got a middle fastball right there.
I didn't smile that much.
That is not where Jake Eder wanted that pitch.
Center cut from Eder, the 25-year-old who Jonathan said before looked like he was on his way in 2021. He had a 1.77 ERA in 15 starts at AA. He pitched in the Futures game at Coors Field, but that's when the problems started. He blew out his elbow in August, and it's delayed his progression. Not only did he have Tommy John, but he also had a fractured left foot. So it's been the top half and the bottom half that
delayed him sort of getting back from Tommy John. So he's really like, you need to, all numbers, this is a good time for me to give my normal fall league caveat. You need to take all fall league numbers with a bit of a grain of salt. It tends to be a hitting friendly league. It's small sample size, so sure, it can help a guy, but I wouldn't look at Jake Eater's numbers. He's here to get innings. He's working on some things. He's just trying to work his way back to who he was before him. I saw him really, really good at the beginning of my stay here.
And he's facing a guy right now in Eric Brown, who's 22 years old. And when you watch him with his load and his swing, it's like he's drawing a bow. It's very odd.
Yeah, it's a really unique. I mean, he's got great eye-hand coordination. He reminds me of a little Julio Franco there with the bat angle. But one of those guys that has to have great eye-hand coordination when you have that much movement in your setup. And he gets beat. You see where the hands are. There's just a whole lot of stuff that has to happen for him to get the bat to the spot, which he does, but just a little late, and that fastball gets past him.
I mean, it worked for Julio Franco. He played till he was about 55, 60 years old.
Sure did.
So Eric Brown down on strikes, the Brewers' number 10 prospect. And now this one's bunted in the air, but it gets foul. Strike one on Victor Scott. So we saw Victor lead off this game with a double and a steal. And here's what it looked like. Just looping it the other way, and then the 80 speed on display.
Yeah, just a really athletic guy. You see him get a superb jump. No chance for Liam Hicks to be able to throw him out. Basically takes that bag on the pitcher and showing his wares here at the AFL.
Stop right there by Liam Hicks. And the other thing with Jake Eater is that early in the fall league season, he was working on his lower half with Glendale pitching coach Dave Anderson, who's in the Dodgers organization. And that's something that we've seen in this league, guys. You're getting different points of view from different organizations, and some guys really take to it.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's never bad to have another set of eyes. So even if you have a guy that you really like to work with in your own organization, and keep in mind that Jake Eater's still probably learning the guys in the White Sox organization. It's not like you got to work with them for that long. But to have a guy, several pitchers talked about Dave Anderson and the job that he has done, and that's one of the beautiful things about this league.
Another runner on the move. Easy stolen base for Troutwine. And Hicks has to scramble back to get it.
And then, again, another example of someone reading the pattern from Eater. He was obviously given just one look, and you see him bouncing off. Once he looked away, he bounced off twice and gone, and there's no chance. Even if he caught that ball, really excellent technique, and that's something you like to see from the Cincinnati Reds. A really aggressive team overall on the base paths, and it filters all the way down to the minor leagues.
This is a guy who's not, I mean, speed is not one of his tools.
No.
So that was all, you know, shows you that if you've got young players, you don't have to be fast to be a good base runner. And Troutwine did such a great job reading it.
You said it before, he's been smiling, and that might be the biggest smile you get out of Troutwine. Do you believe that I stole third base?
He's going to be talking about that for a while.
Yeah.
There's no doubt that Victor Scott's gone. Oh.
And there was a delay on the jump from first. Rincones fouls it away.
Eater going with a little bit of a slide step and a little bit of a late start for Scott. But he may be able to be one of those guys who can actually outrun the baseball.
So the opportunities have been there for the NL. Scott on the move. That keeps them out of the double play. Now the throw to the plate. Troutwine in, standing up with the game's first run. It's an RBI ground out for Rincones, and the NL strikes first.
And Manzardo decides that he's going to try to get the out first before going home, and Troutwine did a heck of a job of reading that, going basically on the ground ball. He goes almost immediately, and instead of just going home, Manzardo goes to the bag and lets Troutwine score.
Troutwine watching it the whole way, in without much of a tag. And Rincones drives in the run. Scott to third, head first slide. He gets up, thought about it, and hangs on right there. And this is reminding me of some of the old fairy tales you used to hear about Billy Hamilton in the minor leagues, where he would get to first base, and on 2 pitches he was standing at third.
He doesn't waste any time whatsoever. and it takes over the game completely. That ball goes to the backstop only because he was trying to get up to get into a throwing position.
Yeah, perfect example of someone who can disrupt the game just on pure speed.
And Eater a bit off his rhythm here as he falls behind another hitter. 2-0 on Wes Clark.
And I really wouldn't be surprised that all this running is probably getting in his head a little bit. Sure. And that causes distraction.
Try and quicken your delivery. And then when your mechanics get out of whack, problems start. But Jake Eater has a good pedigree. He did win a College World Series at Vanderbilt. Actually threw a 3-inning save to clinch that 2019 College World Series.
Well, it was really interesting because he was very inconsistent there, especially with his command. And then he had that huge step forward before the injury, before the elbow injury, where it all seemed to click and he was moving in a hurry. If he hadn't gotten hurt, he might have even been in the big leagues that year.
Sweat starting to bead down his forehead a little bit, but this should get him out of it as Clark sends a high drive into right. Chase the Lauders there. But the National League scores a run. Michael Troutwine, the double, the steal, and the run on the Rincones RBI groundout. 2.5 in the books.
At Jameson, we like to do things differently. Smooth, triple distilled Irish whiskey, now with a twist of orange flavor. Now that's just showing off. Meet Jameson Orange.
This holiday season, give your family the gift that keeps on going.
Her very own Energizer Bunny?
Energizer Ultimate Lithium. The #1 longest lasting AA battery.
Is your car's plastic trim faded and milky? Don't worry. Cerakote's ceramic trim coat restores oxidized trim effortlessly. Just wipe it on. It's guaranteed for 200 washes. Even dust won't stick to it. Keep your car looking professional. Selling your oxidized, faded trim car? Detailed cars sell for way more than faded cars. Read the thousands of 5-star reviews for yourself. Buy any of Cerakote's #1 selling ceramic products for under $20 at these leading retailers today.
Hey kids, join MLB Network and your favorite players for a show made just for you. Play ball. It's all the big moments, bat flips, and amazing plays, and tips to up your game. Saturdays only on MLB Network.
We've got a special guest here in the bottom of the third. And look at the bullet points on the resume. 7 years in the Rangers system. And boy, it means a whole lot more to be a Ranger right now. An Arizona League champion not too far away from here. He's the youngest manager in the Arizona Fall League. It's Carlos Cardoza, kind enough to join us. We got him on headset. Carlos, it's Greg, Jonathan, and Ruben up here in the booth. And so far, it's been a pretty well-pitched game.
It has. Yeah, it has. That's makes for a good game, doesn't it?
No doubt about it. We like to see it. I'm old school. I don't like shootouts, so this is perfect. And for you, can you describe what this week has been to now be a part of a World Series winning organization?
Well, it'd be hard to put into words in this short segment, but I'd say I'm just so very happy for so many people that are deserving of a World Series championship in the organization, starting with our leadership team, CY, Boach, the players, and then, you know, after the champagne settles, I'm sure everybody's going to put their heads together and go out for a second one, which is as exciting.
Carlos, Ruben tomorrow here. I was wondering, what was it like to manage some of these guys that actually made quite an impact during the course of this World Series run?
It was a lot of fun, and you know, one thing, just reflecting on the year this year in Frisco and AA, it was the first time coaching where you see the players that you're with during the season have an immediate impact on, you know, the big league club, between promotions and guys that were traded for guys that, you know, made an impact on the club in our stretch run. It was all very exciting, and a huge credit to all the people that, you know, contribute to the organization.
Right now, we're showing video of Evan Carter. You managed him for 97 games this year, 100 last year. And before I get it to Jonathan, did you notice a change in him from last year to this year when you got him this year?
You know, everything that's been documented about him and out there, we've seen that ever since he got drafted. The calmness, the composure, the plate discipline, all of that, I say, is the same. I think that his time at big league camp this year, I think he said it as well.
Ryan
made I'm sorry.
With a base hit the other way, Corey Rozier goes to third, and suddenly the AL set up nicely. Runners at the corners and nobody out.
I think his time at camp and getting around some of our big league guys, getting around our big league staff and some of the vets, he kind of, you know, I'd say his game took the next step, and he saw how close he really kind of was, and it just added more fuel to, you know, to his fire and what he wanted to do this year.
Carlos, you're gonna have to stay on headset. You got something cooking here while talking to us.
And yeah, I don't know. This is the first time, so I don't know if I give you guys, you know, space for the play-by-play or what. But
it's all good. It's all good. I know, you know, Evan was supposed to be here in the fall league if he hadn't been called up. So did you try to pound your table to get him sent back down?
I did not. I did not. No, I was happy for him. We kept in touch some during the run, and you know, it opened up, as we say in the organization. You know, when the tide rises, we all rise, and him being part of the run for our big league club opened up some spots for the other guys. So it was a win all the way around.
I wanted to ask you about your experience here in the fall league, Carlos, because you're a two-timer now. You were here as a coach last year, and you're managing this year. Is there, you know, what are some of the differences, or how exciting? You know, you probably saw a bunch of guys last year as a coach who are in the big leagues, you know, and did a lot of great things this past season.
Yeah. So last year, I think we counted, it was 10 guys on the Saguaros roster that debuted this year. And we're able to use that, you know, when we sit down with the team and the guys and get to know each other and kind of message some things to them that are going to be important for this 6-week league. We were able to use that. But I think something I really got out last year was being around Mickey Story, who was the manager of that club, and getting to see how he did things. And then just getting the experience of being around players and staff of different organizations and picking their brains and learning different things. Just kind of knew what to expect coming into this season.
Well, Carlos, you're the good luck charm. This wild pitch to Chase gets all the way to the backstop, and Corey Rozier ends up scoring the tying run. So your club has the immediate answer, and they're not done yet. First and third, still nobody out.
Yeah, and Ryan Bliss was moving on the play, on the plays, actually stealing the base and gets to third base on that pass ball. So you got him going.
I'll tell you what, these guys, Ryan Bliss, Kyle Manzardo, I remember managing against them this season and previous seasons, and those two guys were two of the toughest outs I've ever faced as a manager, and you know, they're hitting 1 and 3 in the lineup tonight, so you know, the other side's got their work cut out for them.
Now I know why they're 1 and 3. So I was kind of curious as to whether you see any players that could make sort of that same jump that Evan Carter. It's pretty unique what he's done in such a short period of time. Any players that you've seen in this league so far this fall that may be able to do the same sort of make that same sort of jump?
That's a really good question. I think our roster in particular is a young group. And we counted 16 guys that finished the season in A-ball. So I'd say a lot of these guys maybe are further away than, say, what Evan Carter was last year, but at the same time, some of our arms, C.J. Van Eyck, Ricky Tiedemann for the Blue Jays, Zach Maxwell for the Reds, Emiliano Teodo, you know, for the Rangers. We could very easily see them, you know, getting outs and leverage moments in the big leagues next year. So it has been fun to watch.
And Carlos, it has been a lot of fun talking to you, getting to watch you. I look forward to meeting you a lot more and chatting more throughout the week. But you've got a team here in the lead, so get back to managing your club and have a great final week.
I appreciate it, guys. Thank you for the opportunity.
Of course. That's Carlos Cardoza, class act, kind enough to join us on headset. And it would have been funny if he said no, because while I'm talking, they're scoring. He just keeps the headset on. He would be our fourth member of our crew.
Well, you know, it's interesting because we talk so much about the players, you know, and the stepping stone for players here.
Yep.
Carlos Cardozo is going to manage in the big leagues. I am almost certain of it. And, you know, maybe he decides to be a big league coach, but he has a very bright future. And there have been a lot of guys who have come that route as well. It's not just the stepping stone for players to get to the big leagues. Umpires, you know, trainers, coaches, managers. He's got a very, very bright future ahead of him.
Yeah, think about the guys that have been to the precipice. Dusty Baker, you know, he managed in 1992 for Scottsdale. Terry Francona, Jerry Manuel, Bob Melvin. I mean, these are a whole bunch of slew of guys that basically had their start, or one of their starts, as they matriculated through to the major leagues, and it started here in Arizona Fall Lake.
So Braden Nett with a couple of outs now after the first 3 reached for the AL. There's Braden looking very sharp in those Padres road unis. There you go, the names that Ruben just rolled off. It's amazing when you think about it, because Mike Scioscia managed here in 1997, and then he was a World Series champ 5 years later.
They're looking at maybe a couple of Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
I mean, pretty impressive.
Parmigiani with a big swing. It's a ball and a strike on Damiano, who grounded out to third his first time up. And the Rangers might be fast-tracking Carlos Cardozo. He has jumped a level managing for 3 straight seasons. A-ball, high A, and this year at double A. Parmigiani sends a high drive into right. This one hanging up in the night sky for Rincones. And the sides were tired. Could have been a whole lot worse. And we are grooving. It's 2-1 AL going to the 4th.
Couldn't get away to it goes down in the field.
With FanDuel, every night is a watch party. New customers bet $5 to get $150 bonus if your team wins. Bet all the stars with all your friends and tell them that they get 3 months of NBA League Pass on us with any $5 bet. Only on FanDuel. New customers bet $5 get $150 bonus if your team wins. Plus NBA League Pass on us.
When everything hurts, you need relief that's deeper than ice. You need Tidal, the cryotherapy spray that goes beyond cold to take control of the pain. Tidal's powerful plant-based formulation was developed to help world-class athletes recover faster.
Tidal cryotherapy spray can alleviate muscle pain, joint pain, even back pain.
I can still be active and yet not feel aches and pains when I'm sitting there for long hours.
Tidal cryotherapy, available at these fine retailers.
We need a small business loan fast.
I got this.
Lone Falcon!
There's a better way to get a fast small business loan. Go to OnDeck.com, and if approved, get your funds as soon as the same day. Your loan is on deck.
Michelin equips more than 8 out of 10 electric vehicle manufacturers in the U.S. because game-changing cars deserve game-changing tires. Michelin, motion for life.
Hey, deal lovers, here's something new.
Having good taste shouldn't cost you a good deal. And in this hut, $7 gets you both.
The all-new $7 deal lovers menu at Pizza Hut.
Because it's only a deal if you love it.
I'm coming in hot.
Pitch, Hit, and Run is the free official MLB skills competition for baseball and softball players ages 7 to 14. Host the local competition in 2024 and give the kids a chance to make it to the national finals at the 2024 World Series. Visit pitchhitrun.com.
Did you guys do pitch, hit, and run? I did as a kid.
I did not.
I did not.
Oh, man, it was a blast. Yeah, it's been going on for like 100 years.
And that's what got you to the majors and why we didn't, because we didn't do pitch, hit, and run. That's what's been missing all these years. We finally cracked the code.
Such a cool little thing for kids.
Oliver Dunn with a big swing and a miss. He struck out to end the first, which belonged to C.J. Van Eyck, Zach Penrod the second, Jake Eater the third. And now stay with me for this one. The name on the back of the uniform might be the longest I've ever seen on a baseball uniform. It belongs to Anthony Hoopy Tui and Toa. We can't even get it. There it is. Wow. That loops all the way around.
Is that longer than Encarnacion Strand?
Can we write it down?
No.
Can we do a little side-by-side?
Ruben's the one who used mandible earlier. He's got to figure that
but
out.
we said before, you're the math guy, so we got to set some rules here.
All right, let's see. I got time.
I did find out, by the way, that Encarnacion Strand abandoned the strand on his uniform.
Yes,
so this right
yes,
now, this is the longest uniform in baseball.
Gotta be.
And he is out there working this fourth inning with the AL leading 2-1. Both teams with 3 hits.
Now, when we're counting, do we count the apostrophes?
Yeah, I would.
Asking for a friend.
Oliver Dunn down on strikes for the second time.
And the dash.
Oh, we're counting the dash.
So a good start for Anthony. I'm sure he hears that a lot when minor league broadcasters announce his games. To have to say that name over and over again might be tiring for some. There's Benny Montgomery. And he fouls it away. Benny popped out to second his first time.
So as I'm watching him pitch, I see a guy who's like one of those blow-and-go guys. He's got a big arm. He's a big, strong guy. He's doesn't look like he has a ton of command, but he has the ability to miss bats.
He's thrown well this fall.
Pull to third. Parmigiani across with a strong throw.
Played really well defensively. I mean, that's a guy that, you know, they've lost Whit Merrifield now, and so they may have to move him forward, right? He might end up having to be a guy that has to fill in some type of role. He's got some ability to play a couple different positions.
Yeah, he can move around a little bit. There's some definite power to tap into. We saw it in the home run derby last night. He was the runner-up.
Had 11 home runs in the first round. Jacob Marcy thought he had a home run his first time up, but it ended up being a banger off the wall in left field that Will Robertson chased down and then threw Jacob out at third. Marcy, player of the week here in the Arizona Fall League. That was back on October 7th.
You never know what's going to click for a guy, and this is sort of like a breakout AFL for him. Walking more than he strikes out. I mean, has an idea of what's a strike and what is not. It's so important. Recognition.
The extra base authority has been really impressive. He is one of those guys who you expect him to be the guy whose uniform is dirty at the end of the day. He loves to play hard.
And he's been a winner at all of his different stops. Takes a look at that one to get ahead 3-1. He was an organization all-star for the Padres, a Midwest League postseason all-star this year. He won a California League championship last year. And then during his college days at Central Michigan, won a tournament championship and a regular season championship. And I think that's something that gets overlooked when you look at players. The pedigree to win, the ability to win, that's something that every organization needs.
Well, that's something that the Padres certainly needed, and they didn't have it this year. And that was one of the things that was so surprising about the fact that the Padres did not advance into the playoffs. This was a uber-talented ball club, but they just didn't have the right chemistry and the right people in there. Hopefully this can be one of those guys who can be that guy.
Long fly into left. Robertson giving chase once again.
He said people have told him that he plays similarly to Steve Finley.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Totally different type of player, though.
Well, I think left-handed. There's a little, little surprising pop. Can move around the outfield a little bit.
Finley had
one year of surprising pop.
Yeah, all right. Fair enough.
But no, you're right. He could go get it in the outfield.
He sticks around at 3-2.
He wasn't sure. He didn't know Steve Finley, right? Because it's a little before his time.
Right. Oh, yeah.
He was just like, that's what people told me. I haven't gone and looked.
Interesting.
I'm enjoying some of the older names that we are familiar with, but these young players, I don't really remember him. Yeah, he was good.
Yeah. Go check out some video on YouTube, I guess.
Yeah. So Tuiantoa. Look at that. Big fastball. 2 strikeouts. in a perfect fourth. The pitchers are doing their thing, and so are we. Back right after this here at the AFL Fall Stars game.
Check up.
Oh, you serious, huh?
Let's go.
Let's do it. I've been here before with your brothers already. Now you gonna take me to school? Check.
This holiday season, give your family the gift that keeps on going.
Our very own Energizer Bunny.
Energizer Ultimate Lithium. The #1 longest lasting AA battery.
We need a small business loan fast.
I got this.
Loan cannon!
There's a better way to get a fast small business loan. Go to OnDeck.com, and if approved, get your funds as soon as the same day. Your loan is on deck.
You pay premiums for insurance coverage, so you might expect your claim to be approved and paid in a nice, easy transaction. The fact is, insurance companies are out to make a profit. And if they try to deny or underpay your claim, you need aggressive representation. Before you call the insurance company, call the Morgan Law Group. Our experienced insurance attorneys can help prepare your claim correctly and maximize your coverages and lessen the chance that you're denied or underpaid. When you have a claim, call the Morgan Law Group or go to policyadvocate.com.
How does he have time to visit everyone in one night?
Well, he has VIP parking.
And how does he know if I've been naughty or nice?
He sees everything.
Everything? Let me guess. He's got lots of storage, too. And that's how he does it.
The electric BMW Road Home sales event is on now. Lease the 2024 BMW iX Extra i50 for $799 per month now through November 30th.
There's a look at Colson Montgomery. Those Sox pinstripes look really sharp, and we mentioned this quite a few times, the comparisons to Corey Seager. And coincidentally, they both played for the Glendale Desert Dogs. But we also know that the position of shortstop is changing. They're bucking the trend with all these new guys coming up. O'Neal Cruz, huge. Ellie De La Cruz, huge. And look at the side-by-side. And one thing that we're really keying in on, the front foot roll.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many similarities, size, position. I mean, Ruben, we talked about the fact that, like, well, could he stay at shortstop? And they both wanted, you know, I remember Corey, when he was coming up and playing in this league, he wanted to show that he could stay at shortstop. And he has, through shifts, through no shifts. And Colson Montgomery sees himself as a shortstop. Now, the White Sox say, you can play third base tomorrow. He'll start taking ground balls at third base. But, you know, the similarities, people at the network have heard me on TV know I do not like comps. That comp works. Colson embraces it. I interviewed him for a podcast, and he brought it up before I did. So, like, he knows those comparisons are there, and he likes having somebody who he can watch and say, like, all right, that's what I want to do.
Yeah, and I love just having talked to him a little bit prior to the game today. I love how the humility the guy has for such a high-level prospect. I mean, he just loves playing baseball. He loves being here, and he's enjoying his experience here. But this is a guy who's got a chance to be an impact type of a player down the road, if not in a shorter period of time.
Sooner rather than later.
Tim Anderson is probably not going to be back with the White Sox.
Yeah, it's official, and it bears repeating. Yeah,
and so I'm not sure if they're going to allow him to go ahead and jump into that role. Although there's many organizations that have allowed that to happen with certain guys if they have the right makeup, if they have the ability to handle failure, because they're going to go through some of that at the big league level, and they're going to have to make those adjustments. But there's certain guys who are just pretty special, and this may be one of those.
And he drills one deep to right field. It's got that sweet sound. Yes, sir. Colson Montgomery, touch them all.
I mean, could have been any more perfect. That's unbelievable swing.
Second hit of the night leaves the yard, and it puts the AL in front 3-1.
It's a beautiful thing when the highest-ranked prospect in a showcase game like this showcases what he can do.
I mean, this ball is absolutely tattooed. I mean, this looked like a Kyle Schwarber-esque type home run. I mean, he hit it that well. Fastball that was supposed to be outside a little bit more, and he got it in the inside part of the plate, and he got every side of that baseball. It might be dented.
Yeah.
Feather in your cap, lefty on lefty crime, and a big smile. Montgomery 2 for 2. And the American League's rolled off 3 straight runs. Now to Liam Hicks after the home run surrendered by Kopp. That one chilling his bones. That sweet sound. And
that sound.
That's called a thwack.
That's flying back home to Jasper, Indiana.
That's when, when they say, oh, it sounds different coming off a guy's bat. That's the sound.
That is it.
We're being told that home run went 490?
Yeah.
490.
I'm telling you, it was a bomb.
Whoa.
I'm glad I didn't park my car over on that side of the ballpark.
Man, oh man. I guess Colson didn't want to take part in the home run derby. Figured he'd save it for Sunday night.
Well, believe it or not, he is a hit over power guy. The power is going to come, but he is not a sell. He's not going to sell out for power. My sources tell me 409 feet, which sounds a little bit more likely.
That makes more sense.
But 105 miles an hour off the bat.
Yeah. Pitch to Will Robertson off the plate. One more. Oh man, he knows it too, just looking around.
He's just having fun out there.
You hit a ball that hard, you can smile all the way around the bases. Liam Hicks, by the way, on board for the second time with a walk, so Ronan Kopp, his night does not start promisingly. 6'7", 250, the 21-year-old in the Dodgers organization. Their number 16 prospect. There's a strike.
Is an organization that's burned it at both ends any better than the Dodgers as far as bringing up like young players and having somebody impact their team, a young player, and then also getting the right players? When you talk about Freddie Freeman.
How about another?
Betts. Wow.
Yeah, it's that kind of inning for the American League. Will Robertson says hello.
And this actually looked like a little bit of a spinning breaking ball that stayed in the middle of the plate. And Will Robertson got fully extended on this one as well. Well, one of the things that I've noticed about this this Arizona Fall League, these players, the physicality. Yeah, there's a breaking ball that just kind of stayed in the middle of the plate instead of getting down away from it. And that's that sound again. Ball, another thwacker.
He really started growing to his power this year in Double-A New Hampshire. He showed it off there.
Well, that stadium has seen quite a few home run hitters. Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Bo Bichette, Kevin Biggio. And the kids get a souvenir. Touch them all. Will Robertson.
I mean, these are some big, strong boys. I mean, these guys, their lower halves are, they're very mature. I know, and most of these guys are played in Double-A and Triple-A, so they're a little bit older. But I've just noticed the physicality of all these guys. It's pretty impressive.
A couple of bombs in this fourth inning for the AL. Colson Montgomery with the leadoff shot. And then after the walk to Liam Hicks, Will Robertson for the 2-run blast. Corey Rozier is who got it started. He scored the tying run in the third. But the American League has tacked on 4 more since then. Corey legging out an infield single. 24 years old. A 12th round pick in 2021 of the Mariners. And he's been traded twice. Traded from the Mariners to the Padres in the deal that sent Adam Frazier to Seattle. And then again last August went from the Padres to the Red Sox in the Eric Hosmer trade. And his first full season in the Sox organization was quite good. Ronan Kopp, meanwhile, having a tough time here.
Foot tripped off the mound there.
They got nailed for a pitch violation because of the trip.
got a spike caught, I think, a little early on the mound.
And that one gets Rozier. So Kopp, despite the game of crisscross.
Yeah, his heel kicked the dirt there, I think, and it threw him off balance. But, you know, after giving up 2 homers, sometimes you want to see how a young pitcher reacts to adversity, and he came back. And Kopp's got good stuff.
Yep. I mean, this season, he had a 36% strikeout rate in the minors. 107 strikeouts in a little over 72 innings. That was the second best number in the entire minor leagues.
It's nasty. I mean, it's, you know, approaching upper 90s with the fastball. He can spin a breaking ball. It's, you know, it's inconsistent. But, you know, the Dodgers, to get back to your point, Ruben, the home runs kind of ruined the point for a half a second. But, you know, they're very good at the continual pipeline to the big leagues, and especially in finding pitchers in later rounds and turning them into something really, really good. I mean, Ronan Kopp was a junior college guy, a draft league guy, you know, so they find the pieces, and he's really settling down here. It's nice to see.
He's rearing back and firing, and that's really part of the feel-good story for a guy like Ronan Kopp, one of 14 MLB draft league alums here in the Arizona Fall League.
I mean, this is a painted fastball down and away. And, you know, a guy who has this kind of size and his setup, and the fact that he has that very high front side, really deceptive to hitters. Not easy to see out of that high front side. You see that glove getting thrown up in the air, and then, you know, he replaces it obviously with his pitching hand. But that's one of the things that, you know, we talked about a lot, is deception, and pitchers being able to deceive the hitter in any way possible. And when you have this kind of arm and this kind of deception, especially from the left side, well, he can be effective.
And I think when all is said and done, he probably ends up in a bullpen. The command just hasn't been there, and you can see, especially using that deception against left-handed hitters, he could be really effective coming out of a big league bullpen.
There's 2-0 to Chase DeLauder. Backs him off the plate. DeLauder tonight has walked and struck out. Our own Jim Callis wrote about Kopp just a few weeks ago, said that the thing that stood out was that he was Arizona's Gatorade Player of the Year at Scottsdale Christian Academy. But then he struggled with his velocity and his command. A chance for Eric Brown. Oh, baby.
So good.
That's a dandy from the National League shortstop. A highlight to bookend a big inning for the American League. It started with a blast from Colson Montgomery. 2 batters later, Will Robertson left the building. 5-1 AL.
Everything in moderation. Except for popcorn. Popcorn doesn't count. Skinny Pop. Enjoy endlessly.
Did you know that most cars today have a cabin air filter that cleans the air you breathe while you're driving? Well, this is what a dirty filter looks like. In just months, it fills with dust, pollen, exhaust fumes, and moldy buildup. What you need is a PureFlow Advanced cabin air filter. PureFlow's premium advanced cabin air filters block dust, pollen, and more, filtering up to 99% of airborne contaminants, ensuring that the air circulating through your car is clean and healthy. PureFlow's unique advanced 4-layer filtration technology is engineered with a powerful activated charcoal system to absorb harmful gases and unpleasant odors.
It's colder now, it's fall. My allergies get so bad with all the dry leaves and the debris. PureFlow acts as a shield to keep the pollutants out of my car.
PureFlow's cabin air filters are available for most types of cars and are delivered right to your door. Order yours today at pureflowair.com to receive free shipping. PureFlow. Breathe better air.
Hey, deal lovers, here's something new.
Having good taste shouldn't cost you a good deal. And in this hut, $7 gets you both.
The all-new $7 deal lovers menu at Pizza Hut.
Because it's only a deal if you love it.
I'm coming in hot. Randy Johnson, Pudge Rodriguez, Griffey Jr. Big league legends in their prime face a team managed by a 12-year-old.
Welcome to the big leagues, kid.
Little Big League. Monday at 9 Eastern on MLB Network.
Marty Malloy, the resume coming your way. 12 seasons in the minors, 2 seasons in the show. And very interesting, the subject of the 1996 book by Paul Hemphill, chronicling the life of a minor league player. He's been with the Phillies for the last 5 seasons, and he is kind enough to join us right now from that National League dugout. And Marty, I got to know, you were throwing a good round of BP today. You were throwing in the home run derby last night. How's the arm hanging today?
Oh, it's good. It's good. It's take a couple Advil and we're ready to go tomorrow.
So far, is this what you expected managing in this Fall Stars game? Obviously getting the pitchers one and done, and now the defensive changes are starting as well.
Yeah, no, we're going to get everybody in. The group that started, they're going to go a full 5, and then, you know, the rest of our group will go in top of 6 and finish the way.
Marty, what has impressed you the most being here at the AFL and watching some of this talent?
Well, I mean, I talked to Ruben today a little bit, and, you know, he hit it. I mean, the physicality of these players nowadays is something that stands out. The arms have been really impressive, you know, throughout the whole league, with the pitchability and the velos obviously up, and obviously not on the good side for us, but you know, the other team already has hit a couple home runs, and just seeing them compete.
Well, Marty, you know, we were talking earlier in the game about how it's such a great opportunity for players to have different sets of eyes on them from other organizations and things like that. I'm wondering from a minor league manager's standpoint, like, how beneficial is it for you to see sort of, well, this is how they do development with players in this organization, and even talking to coaches from other organizations. Have you been able to take things that you'll bring with you into next year?
Oh yeah, I mean, you know, obviously we have a standard, we have philosophies just like every org throughout baseball, and just asking questions and listening, and, you know, taking it all in and talking to these players has been really exciting and fun. Just to hear, you know, some of their thoughts of what goes on in a daily setting as far as a different organization goes, and maybe there's a thing or two that, you know, I can take along the way and pass on to players that are going to be with me in the future that'll help them, because at the end of the day, it's about the player.
Yeah, Marty, I think that you've managed Bryson Stott and Alec Boehm, and also put your hands on Andrew Painter. Talk about what their development and how they've developed into the players that they are today.
Well, I just think, you know, obviously they get the credit for the work they put in, the day in and day out work. Obviously they got there pretty quick in the big leagues, and helped our team get to the World Series last year, and then this year obviously we didn't make it as far as we would have liked to, but just them. There it is.
Here's a drive into left. Eric Brown Jr. Goodbye home run. And the managers, whenever they hop on with us, good things happen.
But if that's going to happen, I need to stay on here.
That's right.
See, we joked about that before with Carlos Cardoza, so now you're stuck with us for a little while here, Marty.
I will stay here longer if that keeps happening.
No doubt about it. Eric Brown Jr. with a drive to left, and the National League answers back with a home run of its own. Not bad coming from your number 9 hitter there, Skip.
No, it doesn't matter where they hit in this order tonight. It's just getting in there and getting to let everybody watch. And, you know, we talked about that before the game a little bit about, you know, this is going to be something that they remember the rest of their career, the rest of their life, that they're representing themselves and their families and their organizations, and just a good thing to see.
Is it bittersweet for you that it's the final week? I know it's been a very long season for you, but is there part of you that's like, I'm still enjoying this. I don't want this to end quite yet.
No, it's always fun. And then, you know, we got a couple games next week, and we're in the playoff race and in the hunt to get there. And, you know, all the stuff we talk about with these players, even though it's, you know, different organizations, is why we play the game and making the game important, and the competition. So, no, I mean, it's super fun, and hopefully we win a game Tuesday, and we get to stay a couple of days longer.
That is the plan. Do you have any plans for your off day tomorrow?
I'm gonna try to sleep. I really hadn't had a lot of that. I've you know, told my wife when I first got here, I only got to go home 2 days after the season and flew out here, and then the time changed. So I didn't get used to that too much.
Throw down a second, no way. They're getting Victor Scott.
I thought you might put the stop sign on since you were down 5-2, but I guess you're not going to do that.
Not for him. Not with him.
Yeah, how much fun is it even in this one game here just to have that tool at the top of your lineup, Marty?
Well, I don't think you can teach it, but it's I wish he was with me all year, to be honest with you, because I've seen what I've seen in the last few weeks, and it's been really special to watch him.
Third, and the throw across from Parmigiani is on the money. Marty, thanks so much. Good luck the rest of the week. We'll talk to you later.
All right, thank you guys.
Thanks, Marty.
Okay.
He was all smiles as Eric Brown Jr. left the building. And with one swing, the National League is back within 3.
This holiday season, give your family the gift that keeps on going.
Her very own Energizer Bunny?
Energizer Ultimate Lithium. The #1 longest lasting AA battery.
Looking for gifts that'll send them over the moon? Uncommon Goods scours the universe to find gifts you didn't know existed. Gifts that brighten things up. Warm hearts and hands. And let imaginations take flight. Gifts that always surprise and delight. This year, shop uncommongoods.com for memorable gifts that are truly out of this world.
Feeling very excited right now. Why? The amazing new iPhone 15 Pro. Not just powerful and beautiful, no. This baby's actually made with titanium. Yeah, I couldn't believe it either. And better yet, when you get it on Spectrum Mobile, you get the fastest wireless speeds. Mesmerizing. Quick summary. New iPhone, Spectrum Mobile, super fast, giant poster. I rest my case. Get the new titanium iPhone 15 Pro on Spectrum Mobile for the fastest wireless speeds. Call, click, or visit a Spectrum store today.
This is the icon of vacations. Icon of the Seas, arriving 2024.
Feel the power of Osteo Biflex. Taken every day, it's clinically shown to improve joint comfort in 7 days, with significant improvement over time.
In case you missed it, you can hear it. That ball still might be going. The smile hasn't left. We know that. And somebody out there eventually got to that souvenir. Second hit of the night for Colson Montgomery, who's on headset with us now. You see that red light. I know you see it. And there's that smile. I knew I'd get it out of you. Colson, it is great to have you with us. We talked about you in the open, and I believe that somebody told you that if you did hit a home run tonight, you'd have to join us, and you just delivered the goods.
Yeah, I was told that if I do hit a home run, I'm gonna have to talk to you guys. I mean, that's a darn, but I mean, no, I'm kidding. I'm excited. I mean, it's fun out here. It's cool seeing all these guys out here and the best of the best, and I'm enjoying it. It's fun.
Oh, how about this one? Here's a smack. Kyle Manzardo says, anything you can do, I can do better.
Oh, God.
Third blast for the AL. His might have gone just as far as yours.
Maybe, yeah.
Oh, Kyle Manzardo.
You got
to
teach him to smile, though. Like
yeah,
you did
I know. It's all about the smile.
But Colson, you mentioned all these great players. We just saw Kyle Manzardo. How great of an experience has this been for you to sort of measure up to see where you're at? You reached the upper levels for a little bit this year, like just to see, all right, I'm getting closer. Here's where these other guys are at too.
Yeah, I mean, it's good seeing the competition level, and you can kind of stack yourself up and kind of build off of what you see. And I mean, this is the best of the best guys, in all the minor leagues. So it's cool seeing all these great players. And I mean, I've learned a lot about myself this month or however long it's been, and I've learned about things that I need to improve on, and I've found things that I'm gonna try and repeat on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, I was wondering, you know, you obviously you're a great offensive player. How much pride in your defense do you take on a day-to-day basis?
I take a lot of pride because especially a lot of people think I shouldn't be a shortstop. So, I mean, just being a competitor, you know, and I mean, same thing with like basketball. I mean, it's like if someone tells you that you can't do something, I mean, you're gonna try and show them that you can, you know, and I mean, I've just kind of taken that motivation of people saying that I can't be a shortstop into consideration and just go out and in the off season work on footwork, mechanics, things like that.
Oh man, we are getting
Eric Brown
treated by Eric Brown Jr.
Yeah, he's nasty out there.
As good as it gets up the middle.
So Colson, you know, we talked a little bit about your athleticism. We're taking another look here at another spectacular play by Eric Brown. You know, I know that plays in here. Tell us about your hoops game. You know, what the weird thing is, so he plays baseball right-handed, but he played basketball left-handed.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Which, you know, which I'm sure caused a lot of confusion. But were you like a pull-up three-point guy? Were you at the rim? What was your game?
Yeah, I mean, it just kind of depended on who was guarding me. If it was a bigger guy, I would bring him out on the perimeter. I would shoot. I would drive. It just kind of depended. And I was pretty athletic for being 6'4", and I mean, basketball really helped with kind of the transition and playing shortstop, you know, just kind of being athletic, the versatility, the vertical game, everything. But I would say I was everything. I could shoot the three. I mean, I can go down low. It just depended who was guarding me. But yeah, that's about it.
Hey, tell me about those wristbands you got working right now.
That was
what's going on with those?
You're probably like the 10th person who's asked me about my wristbands. My wristbands is kind of just like a thing back home in Huntingburg and Holland, Indiana, that there was a time everybody would wear a whole bunch of wristbands, and that was about 7 years ago, and I haven't taken them off yet. So
just keep them on all the time.
Yeah, it's just kind of stuff that has gone through about my life, and kind of just look back and you can kind of remember certain things, you know, and things like that.
And you don't need a wrist guard.
No.
I mean, you're protected.
Yeah, no, I am. Yeah, I just got a wicked tan line from it, but that's about it.
Yeah, no need for half sleeve tattoos. You got the wristbands covered. So the comp you've always heard is Corey Seager, but who was your basketball player that you looked up to? Who did you model your game after on the hardwood?
I mean, I like Michael Jordan, everybody, but I mean.
Wow, way to go out on a limb there, man.
Yeah, I know, right? No, I was told my player comp was Luke Kennard.
Okay.
He went to Duke.
Sure.
And he's on some NBA. I don't know which NBA team he is on right now, but that was my player basketball comp.
All right, young man, keep on smiling and don't run out of room on those arms with the wristbands.
All right, sounds good.
That is Colson Montgomery. The American League brings the lumber. Kyle Manzardo and his buddy loves it. AL up 4.
Hit it. It takes two to make a thing go right. It takes two to make it out of sight. It takes two to make a thing go right. It takes two to make it out of sight. 1, 2, get loose now.
Stay 2 nights and get 5,000 bonus points. Book direct at bestwestern.com.
At Grainger, we know the ones who get it done wear a lot of hats. A hard hat is one, problem solver is another. Whatever the job calls for, we're here for you. We're America's trusted source for industrial-grade products, with the scale and resources to deliver and the knowledge to help answer tough product questions. Because we know that hats change, but having access to real people ready to help, combined with fast delivery, never goes out of style. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, deal lovers, here's something new.
Having good taste shouldn't cost you a good deal. And in this hut, $7 gets you both.
The all-new $7 deal lovers menu at Pizza Hut.
Because it's only a deal if you love it.
I'm coming in hot. The numbers are in the books. Who are the best of the best? Baseball's award season starts right here on MLB Network.
Freddie Freeman, a record, truly historic season.
Featuring some of baseball's biggest honors.
Front runner for National League Rookie of the Year. This may have been one of the most impressive seasons we've ever seen.
Who? We'll find out exclusively on MLB Network. Coverage begins Monday, 6 Eastern.
Presented by authority of the Office of the Commissioner of Baseball and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent. There he is, 1994, the journey into baseball. But the thing is, Michael Jordan never had to face a guy that threw 102 like Emiliano Teodo, did he?
I got a story to tell, but I want to talk about this guy because this, for me, is the best arm that I've seen out here. Now, Jackson Jobe and Ricky Tiedemann are starters, and they were gone by the time I got out here. But he's 98 right out of the gate right here. We're going to see some triple digits.
And he's got that power sinker, which has been clocked at 103.
Yeah, he's been 100 to 102 consistently here. You look at the numbers here. The command has been the issue in the past, not here, as he has switched to being a reliever. I would never let him start another game, ever.
No, there's no way. And this one's chopped to short. A throw to first in time.
That was 100.
And that will take care of the first out of the inning. There it is on Emiliano Teodo, who at one point in one of his fall league outings at Salt River threw 13 pitches to retire the side. 9 of his sinkers averaged 99.
Yeah, it's nasty stuff.
One of the things that I've noticed about these guys, it may just take one, season, one half of a season, or one outing to have them understand that their stuff is so nasty that they don't have to work. They just need to get up there and just use the middle of the plate and let their stuff work.
Well, one of the beautiful things, I'm all for developing starters at the lower levels, because if you can turn this guy into a starter, that's magic, right? But at a certain point in time, you shorten him up, he's going to be in the big leagues next year if they keep him in the bullpen.
And apparently he can field his position. 2 quick outs.
He's very athletic
for
on the
Emiliano.
mound.
And he's only 6'1", 165. He's not a big guy for as hard as he throws. So there have been comparisons to the late Yordano Ventura, who was 6 feet, 195 pounds. Both of them from the Dominican Republic. Emiliano from Badajoa.
Ouch.
And that one you'll feel for a couple of days. 101.
Well, luckily, he had an elbow guard on, so he's okay. 101 off the elbow does not sound like something you want to see, especially in an all-star game.
And that one clobbered Ogins.
Yeah, right.
As you see the defensive changes and the offensive changes coming in from both teams. Keyshawn Ogins of the Braves.
Keyshawn Ogins is the players that he loves and the ones he likes to emulate. Jimmy Rollins and Mookie Betts. Not too bad. Huh?
Not too bad at all.
Yeah, that'll play.
And I think more so about how they go about their business, not just as great baseball players, but the way they go about their business on the field on a day-to-day basis.
There's Sterling Thompson. His numbers off the chart so far in the fall league.
He's got a really smooth left-handed swing. Scouts loved it coming out of the University of Florida. Got off to a ridiculously hot start in high A this year and then got hurt. Kind of slowed him down, but he's gotten back on track here. Hit over power.
Cuts in. Right now a 4-run lead for the AL. 3 home runs of their 6 hits.
But you don't necessarily have to have power in Colorado because there's so much space. I mean, you can still, really line up a whole ton of extra base hits because there's so much surface area out there in Colorado at Coors Field.
So Thompson gets aboard. And suddenly the strike zone getting a little bit smaller here for Emiliano Teodo.
Well, that's the thing that he struggled with, in the early parts of his pro career, not here in the fall so far. You don't need pinpoint command when you're a reliever, but you do need to find the strike zone consistently or you can run into trouble like this.
This is a matchup that any power advocate would salivate over. Ivan Melendez and Emiliano Teodo. Sometimes things just work out perfectly because it's a big man right there.
He's got about as much in-game power as anybody in this league.
A couple of nasty pitches.
Yeah.
First pitch fastball and then that slider. Pretty darn good.
D-backs number 8 prospect, second-round pick last year out of the University of Texas. Already down in the count 0-2. And there's a wild one, a sinker that kicks all the way up and all the way back.
No.
Teodo suddenly overthrowing after really easing into the inning. Suddenly now kind of pinching it a little tight.
That's a big showcase opportunity for him. 0-2, trying to put him away. And these guys are unfinished products, even the ones who have electric arms like Teodo does.
Ivan Melendez hit 30 home runs this season in 96 games. He was dealing with some left ankle tendonitis, and that's why the Diamondbacks sent him here to the Fall League, because he had most of the final month cut short. But so far, standing in just fine. Second and third, a chance to get the NL a little closer. And another wild one. That one caroms into the dugout, and both runs are going to score.
Yeah, I think you said it right, Jonathan. I mean, he's just overthrowing right now, just trying to do a little bit too much. He's going for the strikeout instead of throwing, his pitch in the zone somewhere, and bites down hard on this little slider. Really tough block for.
I mean, his slider is right around 3,000 RPM on a regular basis. It is a serious spinner.
Melendez shaking it off. He got plunked.
101 off the finger.
So only one run scored. The ball that deflected into the dugout. I thought that they would give the extra base to Thompson. And now you get a nice tight shot of the hit by pitch. Yeah, kind of scraping the knuckles a little bit. Melendez felt that one buzz the tower.
That's scary.
Yeah.
That's when you start working up above the chest, that kind of fastball.
He's lost the feel a little bit here. He's shaking his head out a little bit. Yep. Work in progress is the key. He's had it for most of the fall.
Kevin Parada's another top 100 prospect. He's in there for the Mets, taking over for Michael Troutwine, who caught the first 5 innings, finished with a double and a run.
Yeah, pretty good time for the pitching coach to come out and chat with him.
This is still very much a game. Parada in as the tying run. And the run is in, and runners are at the corners without a base hit. It's been a walk and 2 hit batters for Teodo.
Sometimes that last out of that inning is the toughest one. You're kind of cruising along, and all heck can break loose if you're not throwing strikes.
MLB Together is baseball's new platform embodying the sport's philanthropic contributions and mental wellness efforts by teams, players, and the league. To learn more, please visit MLBtogether.com. After the mound visit, Teodo's still struggling with a little bit of everything right now.
Cannot be a comfortable at bat if you're standing in there right now, because
it's not comfortable for the catcher either.
Sort of ineffectively wild right now.
You got to figure that Dominic Keegan, who's taking over for the first time here behind the plate, is also adjusting to Teodo. Just do that. And 97 works.
Yeah. I love Parada swinging 3-0. I knew the fastball was coming.
Jump started, 1 swing ties the game. Another one. Sped up, 3-2. So Teodo on the verge of what would be his first strikeout. For all the velocity and all the power, 2 ground ball outs to start his inning.
Well, that sink on that fastball. I mean, guys can catch up to 100, but with the sink, he's going to get a lot of guys to ground that ball in.
On the 3-2, the runner goes, and it's another free pass. The second walk to couple with the 2 hit batters. And now the bases are full for the National League. The tying runs on base for Nasim Nunez.
That's a really good test for Teodo to see if he can just work himself out of this. This is part of the whole development process. I mean, he's facing very good hitters, and Guys with some discipline, and it's time for him to step it up.
So welcome to the game, Nasim Nunez. Your first plate appearance could happen at a moment's notice. And he is locked and loaded. And he might not ever have to take the bat off his shoulders the way Teodo's throwing right now.
And he's used to, big situations in games like this. Futures game MVP. Not known for, his impact at the plate, but he could come up big here.
And he's up in the count, 3-0. Let's see. Don't really notice anybody playing catch in that AL bullpen. 10 pitchers allotted, so that time Nunez stepped out before Teodo was even releasing, and now they've got some action.
He saw two guys get clipped, so he's not taking any chances.
Jordan Leisure is penciled in for the 7th inning. This one scooped into left, but it dies on the track. And that is the inning. So the National League gets a run back, but they leave them loaded. 6-3 after 5.5.
This holiday season, give your family the gift that keeps on going.
Her very own Energizer Bunny?
Energizer Ultimate Lithium. The #1 longest lasting AA battery.
We need a small business loan fast.
I got this.
Loan cannon!
There's a better way to get a fast small business loan. Go to OnDeck.com, and if approved, get your funds as soon as the same day. Your loan is on deck.
Everything in moderation. Except for popcorn. Popcorn doesn't count. Skinny Pop. Enjoy endlessly.
Morgan & Morgan is not only America's largest injury law firm, we're also the only injury law firm in the world with lawyers licensed in all 50 states. With dedicated attorneys focused on personal injury, medical malpractice, insurance disputes, and many others, we have a 30-year track record of getting results for clients just like you. So wherever you are, whatever you need, our firm is ready to take your call. There's only one Morgan & Morgan. For the people.
The Chase Ink Business Premier Card is made for people like Sam who make
everyday products designed smarter. Like a smart coffee grinder that orders fresh beans for you.
Oh, genius. For more breakthroughs like that,
I need a breakthrough card.
Like ours, with 2.5% cash back on purchases of $5,000 or more.
Plus unlimited 2% cash back on all other purchases.
And with greater spending potential, Sam can keep making smart ideas
a brilliant reality.
The Ink Business Premier Card from Chase for Business. Make more of what's yours.
Back in the 5th inning, Kyle Manzardo went into orbit. Liftoff deep to right center. Over 430 feet away. Nice way to go out on top. Also had the sac fly back in the 3rd, so you've driven in 2 of the 6 runs tonight.
Right.
And your home run happened while your buddy Colson Montgomery was on headset. So are you guys have a bet or something? Are you guys trying to one-up each other?
No, not that I know of. I don't know. His was left on left, man. That's pretty real.
I mean, you got to give yourself a little credit. Yours went further, so you do have that hanging over his head. You could put that one on him.
Okay.
But for you, Kyle, we've talked with a bunch of different players. We've talked to both managers. Can you talk about what this weekend means to you to be a part of this with all these great players out here?
Yeah, man. I mean, it's been really exciting, really fun to get to play with some of the guys that have been killing us all fall, and then playing against like a bunch of the best players, man. It's fun.
Kyle, how important is it for you to put a little exclamation point at the end of a year that you've had to deal with kind of all the adversity that a player has to deal with, trade and injury,
right,
and all at the same time? So how crucial was it for you to be able to come out here and kind of be like, all right, I feel like myself again. I can show Cleveland what I'm actually really about,
right,
and finish off on a high note.
Yeah, man. I mean, it means the world. Yeah, I mean, I kind of wanted to come out here and get kind of a reset on the year. I feel like I've done a pretty good job.
So I was wondering how surprised were you that you were traded while you were hurt, number one, and then number two, what has the adjustment been in your new organization?
I don't know. I wasn't shocked. I knew it wasn't, out of the question, so I wasn't like super shocked by it. And then, it's been a really smooth transition. I have, nothing but good things to say about how the trade was handled by both sides. It's been really easy for me to kind of transition over here and, start meeting everybody.
Kyle, long home run aside, today the one thing in your sort of scouting report is that the hit tool's always been there.
Right.
And as a first baseman, especially, how much power is going to be there? Do you feel, this is a small sample size, but I don't get the sense that you're ever going to sell out for power, but you feel like you're starting to show now that, especially that you're healthy, like that it's going to come naturally without you having to change your game plan at the plate much?
Yeah, I think so. I've always, growing up, I was always, more worried about, just putting the barrel on the ball and letting my swing play. So, I don't know, the power's kind of developed in the last, 3 years, I'd say. But it's not like something that I'm consciously, I'm not going up there trying to, beat my max exit velocity or anything. I'm trusting that the work I'm putting in the weight room and stuff like that is going to, translate. And I think it's, started to.
Kyle, have you befriended anybody that you just hit it off with here, from whether it be your team or maybe another team around the league that you were familiar with, but now you got a chance to get to know them and now you have a lifelong bond there?
Honestly, I would probably say Chase DeLauder.
Okay.
I didn't really know him at all after I got traded, and then obviously we were on different teams at affiliate ball. So, we kind of got out here and met, and we've been hanging out a ton, staying in the same apartment and stuff. So he's a guy that I've been hanging out with a lot, and then Tyler Locklear as well. Honestly, our whole team, and then just being around some similar Rays players, Shane Sasaki, Carson Williams.
Kyle, did you design your game to any one player, or is there a player that you sort of look up to and try to work to be sort of like that player, or is it you just being the best version of yourself?
I wouldn't say I've tried to model my swing or my game off of anybody. I don't know. I think I've always just kind of tried to do what works best for me, and I guess I don't know. I've never really tried to copy anybody.
So how much of the power that you've shown is because of that mustache?
I like to believe a lot. I like to believe.
Is that a new mustache, or is that something you've developed over the season?
Oh, I've been trying to do it for years now. It's finally starting to come to fruition, though. All my years of hard work are starting to pay off, I think.
Now we're getting to the important stuff.
See, it's amazing. So as a kid, you try and take shortcuts. You don't really understand the value of hard work, but your mustache is proof that if you try hard enough over the course of several years, you can reach your dream.
Oh, yeah.
And it looks good on you, I got to say. It's less to fill in the middle a little bit, but
yeah.
The jury's still out, but if you're going to swing the bat like that, you can wear any kind of mustache.
That's right.
I appreciate it.
Well, and we appreciate you, Kyle. Great stuff tonight. Thanks for being with us, and enjoy the time with your teammates, all right?
Good deal. Thank you, guys.
You're welcome. Kyle Manzardo, class act, grown man mustache, 2 RBIs tonight, including that big home run in the 5th inning. Meanwhile, while we've been chatting it up with him, Andrew Moore struck out the first 2 batters here. And this should get him out of it. Ground ball to Nunez, just entered the game. The shortstops have been spectacular tonight. And that does the trick. Andrew Moore, 3 up, 3 down. We've played 6 in the 17th Fall Stars game.
Hey, deal lovers. Here's something new.
Having good taste shouldn't cost you a good deal. And in this hut, $7 gets you both.
The all-new $7 deal lovers menu at Pizza Hut.
Because it's only a deal if you love it.
I'm coming in hot.
The harder you push, the better we get. Introducing Copperfit Ice, the world's first compression sleeve with a cooling sensation of menthol. The more you move, the more you'll feel the support. Our most advanced compression sleeve yet. A more durable heavyweight weave with seamless four-way stretch for continuous compression and faster recovery of sore muscles and joints. Copperfit Ice. Get the full line of Copperfit Ice compression at these fine stores.
Garbage time. That phrase never sounded quite right because no part of football is meaningless. So cherish every 2 minutes of the NFL, not just the ones you're warned about. Cherish the spreads to cover, overs to hit, and chances to live bet from the first down to the final whistle. So don't just watch football this season, cherish it.
Bet $5, get $150 bonus if your team wins, plus a profit boost every single day. FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook.
But when I go for a ride, no matter how perfect the momentum, the rotation, it all comes down to one thing: tires you can trust.
Michelin, motion for life.
Catch more live November baseball on MLB Network with the Arizona Fall League Championship game. Watch baseball's hottest prospects duel for the Desert Crown. Saturday at 8 Eastern, only on MLB Network.
Join my guys Harold Reynolds and Matt Vasgersian every morning for all the latest off-season news, rumors, trades, and signings. Hot Stove, weekdays at 9 a.m. Eastern on MLB Network. We have arrived at the 7th inning. And there you see some of the people enjoying the berm. Beautiful weather tonight. Beautiful weather expected for the final week of the Fall League. As we welcome you back to Sloan Park. 30th season of the Arizona Fall League, 17th Fall Stars game. Anytime I see food tonight, my stomach growls. And it's a violent growl because I didn't eat enough today. That's a rookie mistake. I told you I was a rookie. I said it in the top. You guys made fun of me, but I clearly didn't get the memo.
You didn't bring snacks?
I've held snacks here.
Well,
They've just been sitting there.
You're not the only one because I did the same thing. I didn't eat all day long either. I was out there playing golf with my man Chili Davis. Nice little piece of hitting drop.
And I was going to say a casual name drop, and how about a looping double into left center for Jace Bowen, his first plate appearance. And he drives one out to the wall. So the National League still chipping away, still very much in it, as Bowen greets Jordan Leisure.
How about this attack on this high fastball? Kind of Tommy hacked it and stayed on top of it and got enough of it to drive it into left center field. Not a bad piece of hitting.
No, he's an aggressive hitter. He's going to attack pitches early in counts. Good power speed combination. It's funny because the one thing he needs to work on is his overall approach, seeing more pitches, maybe drawing a few more walks, cutting down the strikeouts a little bit. But there's nothing wrong with first pitch hunting when you do that.
I certainly did not play golf with Chili Davis today. I'm assuming that Chili still hits it pretty big off the tee.
He can whack it. There's no question about that.
Here's a guy that I've been dying to see. Kevin Alcantara. They call him Jaguar. Highly touted Cubs prospect. Big swing. Built for speed and power. He's got both.
Well, and he still hasn't filled out yet. I mean, look at this hack. Oof.
Yeah, no, he's 6'6", 5-tool potential. A lot of it's still raw. He's shown glimpses of it here.
I love his story. Cubs added him to the 40-man about a year ago, November. And he is frozen right there. But you see the numbers in the fall leagues. Got off to a slow start, but spent a lot of time in the cage. And he admits that when the grind of the season tires him out, he thinks about his family back home in Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic. He said about them that they give me a pulse to keep going. My dad, my mom, and my brother are the reason I'm chasing this dream. Which can be said about a lot of these players. Runner on the move, fastball in for a strike, throw down at third is not in time. So Alcantara down looking, but Jace Bowen adds a stolen base. And now when you look at the leadoff spot for the National League, the 3 plate appearances from Victor Scott, and now Jace Bowen, you have 2 doubles and 4 stolen.
A little bit of a running start, kind of shuffles off and steals third fairly easily.
check swing roller foul from JT Schwartz. Schwartz led off the 6th inning and grounded out to shortstop. Plenty of changes all around. Right there you see the man on the mound, Jordan Leisure, 25-year-old, playing with the Glendale Desert Dogs, White Sox number 18 prospect. And a good back foot slider there to jump ahead of Schwartz, 0-2.
And to your point there, Jonathan, this is a guy that the Dodgers developed into a prospect and another trade deadline guy, but one of the best organizations in baseball developing pitching. That's why they had so much success. Same thing with the Cleveland Indians, Tampa Bay Rays. All those teams have had a lot of success developing pitching, which is one of the hardest things. It was always the hardest thing for me to be able to do as an executive. And
that's why you're sitting up here with us.
That's
right?
exactly right. And amongst other reasons. But but the reality of it is these guys have done a great job of developing pitching, and it may not be for them. It might be to use them in a trade, which is what they did with Leisure.
Yeah, they got Lance Lynn and Joe Kelly to help them for their playoff push.
And Leisure rings up another one. Fastball to Schwartz. Don't know what he was sitting on, but it wasn't 97 on the gun.
Yeah, and he's got a really good fastball that touches the upper 90s. He's got a good slider. Because of that extension, it all gets on hitters in a hurry.
And the Sox do have more openings in their bullpen following the trades of Kendall Graveman and Reynaldo Lopez. So at some point next year, you could be looking at Leisure and Gregory Santos handing the ball off to Liam Hendricks.
Well, Liam Hendricks now just took his free agency, I think, now too.
Yeah, I think they declined the option on that one, so we'll see. I mean, there's a lot of changes in Chicago now.
There could be some opportunities for some guys.
The Dodgers really tapped into Leisure. Here's James Triantos, grounded out to the pitcher Emiliano Teodo in the 6th inning, and then the wheels kind of fell off for Emiliano. Walked in a couple of runs, 2 walks, 2 hit batters, a handful of wild pitches mixed in there. This one smacked to short, but the shortstops have been all over it tonight. Carson Williams flicks it across. And do not forget that coming up in the bottom of the 7th inning, Stephen and Chris Carey are stopping by the booth. They'll join us in the bottom of the 7th after we stretch here in the Fall Stars game.
The future is threatened by enemies often unseen.
Stay alert, Marine.
And unexpected. In the midst of an uncertain and evolving world, the need for Marines to defeat these shifting threats is critical, because the need to ensure stability for our nation has never been greater. When there are battles to win for America's future, there is one constant: Marines.
Introducing the All-Pro Passer Robotic Quarterback. Just pump, press, and pass. Slant, post, short, long. All-Pro Passer has 9 different passing zones so you can run hundreds of plays. And it can launch the ball over 25 yards. It's perfect for any park or backyard. You can get your All-Pro Passer and the TV bonus sticker sheet for $49.99 plus $8.99 processing and handling. Batteries not included. Must be 18 or older to order. Only from NSI.
This holiday season, Energizer Ultimate Lithium. The #1 longest lasting AA battery.
Cause you woke up in the morning with initiative to move, so I make it harder. About it, so many people do be cool and look smarter. World, the time has come to.
Michelin keeps innovating so the world can move in better ways. Michelin, motion for life.
Nobody sold beer or baseball or fun at the old ballpark better than Harry Carey.
Cubs win! Cubs win!
He was a carnival barker. He was a showman. And he was leading his circus every single day at the corner of Clark and Addison.
Well, we didn't make him sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." Maybe next time we'll do that. But one of the great things about the Fall League is it's not just a place for players on the way, but also broadcasters. I'm thrilled to be joined by Chris and Stephen Carey. Yes, that is the last name. The great-grandchildren of Harry Carey and on down. Guys, thanks for coming into the booth with us for this half an inning.
Thanks for having us. We're really excited to be here, and quite the intro.
Yeah, this is great.
Well, things have been moving fast here, so I want you guys to have a chance to actually call a couple of things. We maybe need some pitches out of the strike zone, so I'm going to lay out and let you guys talk a little bit.
Well, we appreciate, first and foremost, MLB Network, the Arizona Fall League, everybody in MLB Pipeline for allowing us this opportunity to come here after a long minor league season, but a lot of fun. I know Stephen and I are really excited. With that being said, Kalai Rosario is at the plate. Stephen, the home run derby champion last night, and he swings and misses. Juan Mejia checks into the game. Colorado right-handed reliever. And Chase DeLauder, after going 0 for 2 with a walk, now Kalai Rosario will show his skills in the 7th. And a second strike. That's all Mejia has been able to throw right now.
Yeah, I mean, you got to fill up the zone. That's one thing that's been evident in this game, especially against left-handed hitters. We've seen the matchup game not play out well for relief pitchers in this game. Lefties on lefties, not much success. But now, with the American League really finding the home run power, Kalai Rosario is in a good spot here in the bottom of the 7th.
Now a breaking ball, and that does Rosario in. A nice pitch by Mejia, and 2 quickly down. Bringing up the number 3 hitter, Kyle Manzardo, who is the only starting member of this team to remain in the game, and for good reason. A solo home run and a sacrifice fly. Tonight he's 1 for 2.
Also a home run derby participant last night.
So Mejia deals, and Manzardo takes in.
Yeah, we were reading an incredible article about Kyle Manzardo and the comparison to John Olerud, excuse me. I think you take a look at what he could be able to do from the left side of the plate in a wide open division in the NL Central. The powers there, doubles especially, is something that we've seen a whole lot throughout the course of the Fall League.
Well, I think the Olerud comp comes, of course, from the same college program, the hit over power profile. He actually told me before the game that he has seen, or people told him that Daniel Murphy is more of it, because Kyle is not. Olerud was kind of longer and leaner, so, but in terms of the profile, I think it fits.
One of the things that's very interesting about Kyle Manzardo is his versatility. He's playing at first base primarily here in the Fall League, but also can play the outfield along with his Cleveland Guardians teammate Chase DeLauder, and they're turning heads in the Fall League so far with Peoria Javelinas.
It's a pretty incredible 2-3 part of the order to begin this game. DeLauder in the 2 spot, Manzardo in the 3 spot, both of which have plenty of power from the left side. It's going to be tough for right-handed pitchers to navigate for years to come.
2-2 from Mejia. He is a bit outside. Now 3 balls and 2 strikes. You have Max Muncy waiting on deck, the Oakland Athletics shortstop phenom. Different Max Muncy, however. You see Manzardo's numbers: 5 home runs, 2nd in the Fall League. But he'll swing and miss on a breaking ball. A 1-2-3 inning for Juan Mejia. Well, it's been a lot of fun here. Quick inning.
I'm sorry we couldn't get some base runners for you guys, but you know, this is not the last time that we're going to see you guys on this stage. I can guarantee it.
Well, we really appreciate it. We appreciate the time, and for Stephen and me, we thank you so much.
Thanks so much. We really appreciate it. Let's have a great finish to this Fall Stars game.
All right, let's go. We'll be right back.
Check up.
Oh, you serious, huh?
Let's go.
Let's do it. I've been here before with your brothers already. Now you gonna take me to school? Check.
Is your car's plastic trim faded and milky? Don't worry. Cerakote's ceramic trim coat restores oxidized trim effortlessly. Just wipe it on. It's guaranteed for 200 washes. Even dust won't stick to it. Keep your car looking professional. Selling your oxidized, faded trim car? Detailed cars sell for way more than faded cars. Read the thousands of 5-star reviews for yourself. Buy any of Cerakote's #1 selling ceramic products for under $20 at these leading retailers today.
We love the new place.
Great space for watching games.
Nothing better than baseball.
There were a few concessions.
Get your hot dogs here! Hot dog! Hot dog!
Hot churros!
At least Geico makes it easy to bundle our home and car insurance.
Popcorn! Cotton candy!
We already have food.
Oh, I'll take a cotton candy. You got any bubble gum?
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com. The off-season, it presents teams and fans with many puzzles to solve. Who's going where? Who's on the block? Which team will best set themselves up for success? MLB Network will put it all together, covering every rumor, trade, and signing. Lead off your day with the only TV morning show dedicated to baseball, followed by an all-star off-season lineup that puts it all together. MLB Network, baseball 24/7, 365.
What else, man?
I would say that smooth is the way I would put it. Was it Sade that said smooth operator? That was her, right? This guy's pretty smooth. Eric Brown Jr. flashing the leather at short, and then in the 5th inning, adios. Batting out of the 9 spot, a little power, and he got a chance to look at it and admire it a little bit. Shining bright on the national stage, and now you even know where the camera is. You're looking at us. You're staring into the living rooms all across America. Eric Brown, great to have you aboard, and you're wearing 00, but you're far from that. I mean, you've had yourself a game tonight, young man.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, this is awesome. Just to be able to experience this is pretty cool.
So, Eric, I remember talking to you at the beginning of the Fall League about how much pride you take in your defense. You know, not everyone gets to showcase all the tools like you did end up doing today, but how much fun is it, you know, that a nationally broadcast game that you were able to flash some very, very special leather a few times?
Yeah, I mean, like I said at the beginning, this is an honor to play here and be able to play in the Arizona Fall League. I said it was a dream from the very jump, and I'm just living my dream.
Rick, I was wondering, you have a little bit of an unorthodox approach at the plate. Is it something that you've developed as a kid? It's something, I mean, tell me about that stance and how you've worked into it.
Yeah, so I hear that a lot, and so it changed probably right after my freshman year of high school. My hitting coach back home, Eddie Fitzpatrick, I owe it all to that man. He's changed me completely on defense, completely on hitting, and I've been rocking with him since my sophomore year of high school. And we started off because I was swinging steep, and we figured out how to get my hands back on plane, and it was working the way up, working my hands up, and so that's what we ended up going with.
Leadoff single from Keyshawn Ogans. And here's a look. We're showing your stance right now and the load and the swing.
Got a little bit of the Julio Franco working with your start.
I was going to say, Eric Brown, do you know who Julio Franco is?
See, I've heard the name, but I've not watched him play. I gotta
go on YouTube and go check it out, or go something else.
There's about 25 years worth of highlights that you can sift through, but it's definitely a good comp. Now, Eric, for you. You said something in an article that I read, the glove can never slump. That's something that you have lived by, and I think that's an unbelievable mantra to have, because you know that your defense is always going to be there, and it seems like you really take pride in that, especially at a premium position like short.
Yes, sir, and I know that's the only way that I'm able to stay at shortstop, and that's just the way we carry it. Hitting in this level, hitting at this level is really, really hard, and so understanding that you have to have something consistent and bring something consistent to the park every single day, and so that's something like you said, I've always prided myself on it.
Eric, I got to tell you, when we were asking you before the game about guys you like to watch, and maybe comps and things like that, and you mentioned Lindor defensively, you mentioned Mookie Betts, and I remember thinking, all right, power, but Lindor didn't have that kind of power early. Maybe you'll grow into it, and then you made me look like a fool and went yard. What was going on there? Because that is not the part of the game that I think most people talk about first for you.
Right, and so my first at bat, I struck out, and I'm out here just trying to enjoy it, and take it all in. And so I was just, I got the 2 strikes, and I got my 2-strike approach, and I said, all right, no more striking out. We're going to put the ball in play, and he hung a slider, and so I put a good swing on it.
Sometimes less is more, my friend.
Yes,
Sometimes
sir.
less is more.
Eric, this season for you, I know that there were a handful of injuries. The right thumb, you had a hairline fracture in your left scapula, so you only played in 72 games, but those 7 at-bats with AA Biloxi at the end of the season, I know it's a very small sample size, but that was huge for you and your confidence coming into the Fall League, was it not?
Oh, it was tremendously huge. I mean, being able to go out there and being able to experience the AA experience and face that level of pitching only prepared me for this. I mean, I went 0 for 7, and you may sound crazy for gaining confidence for going 0 for 7, but it was more about the process in that moment, because I mean, it was at the end of the season, and so just getting my feet wet and being able to, okay, I'm seeing the ball, I'm seeing the pitch. Now it's just like I got to get the physical part right, and that's where I went to work. And so it's like putting piece by piece together, trying to figure out that puzzle.
Well, you've played long enough. You're going to have plenty of 0 for 7s that you're going to learn from, right? So just because it was 0 for 7 out of the gate, it's not any bigger or smaller. So
right.
I want to ask you, Eric. You know, it seems now that the game shifting away from the shifts now, things like that. Defense and speed seem to be coming back as maybe more important than they were just a few years ago. Do you think that maybe you're kind of sliding in right at the right time?
Like I said, everything is perfect about God's timing. God's timing is perfect, and being able to just fully trust that, and God's going to have me right where he needs me at all times, and just trusting that, and just I think I'm sliding in at the right time. So yeah.
So I got to ask this question. Tell me about your experience, because we have something in common now. We both played in the Cape Cod League All-Star team as the Kentuit Kettleers.
Yes, sir.
How was your experience with the Kentuit team?
Oh, I have nothing but high praise. I mean that team is just ran really well, and you got Coach Mike Roberts, who's been there every year. I mean, that man, he truly loves the game, and he truly loves the players whenever they come and visit for the summer. And so it's pretty awesome just to be able to get out there and also have him as a coach.
Tell me about how that experience helped you with your overall development as you grew into your college career.
Yeah, so going into my sophomore year, after my sophomore year, I had about 12 stolen bases. And then going into the Cape Cod League, Mike Roberts and I, we really honed in on the base running. And I mean, I'll tell you, that man's a guru when it comes to base running. It's very kind of unorthodox, kind of like my swing, but being able to pick his brain was huge.
So, Eric, you mentioned your faith before. That obviously plays a big role in your life. But how about family, mentors, people around you in your circle that have kind of helped you develop this mindset? Because you seem to have a really good head on your shoulders and a calmness about you that I think is very rare for someone your age.
Yeah, I owe that all to my parents. I mean, from my dad to my mom. I mean, I may be biased, but I'm saying I have the best two parents in the world, and I can't owe it to them. I owe it all to them.
Not biased at all.
But I owe it all to my parents, my brothers, my sisters, my girlfriend. They've all played a huge part in this experience, and just it's all about the climb.
I think you made Mom cry with that one. I know she's watching right now, and they have done a great job with you, and we're really excited to watch you and continue to watch you develop, not only become the player that you're going to be, but the man that you're going to be. And we wish you the best of luck and have a great final week, all right?
Yes, I appreciate you. Thanks so much.
That's great stuff. And Eric Brown Jr., really easy kid to root for. And it ends up being 3 up and 3 down for the National League. We salute you, Eric Brown Jr. We're going to the bottom of the 8th.
Cause you woke up in the morning with initiative to move, so I make it harder. If you think about it, so many people do be cool and look smarter. World, the time has come to.
Michelin keeps innovating so the world can move in better ways. Michelin, motion for life.
You think life is short? Football is short. The regular season's just 18 weeks. That's it. So cherish every over and under before it's over on FanDuel, with live betting on every NFL game. Because before you know it, a cold night at the Buffalo Bills game will just be a cold night in Buffalo.
Bet $5, get $150 bonus if your team wins, plus a profit boost every single day. FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook.
This holiday season, give your family the gift that keeps on going.
Her very own Energizer Bunny?
Energizer Ultimate Lithium. The #1 longest lasting AA battery.
I'm sending you a safer route. OnStar. Better never stops.
Each offseason brings change, and MLB Tonight has the lowdown on every team's outlook. Get in on the talks, the rumors, and all the dirt that gets deals done. MLB Tonight, Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern on MLB Network. Alongside Jonathan Mayo and Ruben Amaro Jr., I'm Greg Caserta. Thanks for joining us on this Sunday Night Baseball on MLB Network here at Sloan Park, which opened in 2014. One of the biggest ballparks that you'll see in these parts. 15,000 is what this facility holds.
What a beautiful facility.
It's gorgeous.
I mean, what they've done here and some of the facilities here in Arizona are just spectacular.
Max Muncy swinging through that pitch from Cooper Jerpy, the left-hander, out on the mound here in the 8th inning. American League up 6-3. 3 home runs. Solo shots from Kyle Manzardo and Colson Montgomery, and Will Robertson with a 2-run homer. 3 very big swings. Both teams with just 6 hits tonight. The pitchers have been terrific. Broken bat looper over first, reaching out. JT Schwartz going out to flip it and get it.
What an athletic play. I mean, I didn't think there was a chance for this guy to make this play, and he ranged a long way to make this one.
He got a really
over the shoulder.
You talk about reads and routes for outfielders. He just read that off the bat perfectly.
If you can play the outfield.
Right side up and upside down. He goes and gets it. And Jace Young takes a big sweeping breaker for ball 1. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good, guys.
Yeah. This cannot be a comfortable at bat against this left-hander. Jerpy's just crossfire and the low 3/4 angle.
So much deception.
I mean, Jace Young, whose brother just won the World Series, stepping in there. I got a chance to interview him, talk to him a couple of days ago at MLB Tonight. Great kid.
There they are.
There they are, Texas Tech boys.
So there's Big Bro and Little Bro. And the similarities, aside from facially and everything else they do, goes beyond that. Texas Tech produced 2 really good ones. Josh was the Big 12 Conference Player of the Year in 2019. And then Jace, 2 years later, was a first-round pick. 12th overall by the Tigers last year. He's their number 4 prospect. And they were both Big 12 Conference Players of the Year. Jace winning the award in 2021. And now we're going to get our first mid-inning pitching change.
Gotta get him in.
Means we're going to step aside for a quick timeout. Ruben Amaro's eyes are open. A Phillies on his way in the 8th.
Cracked windshield on your new car? Bring it to Safelite. My customer was enjoying her new car when her windshield cracked.
My car.
She didn't take it to the dealer. She scheduled with Safelite. We have the latest technology for the newest vehicles. And we do more replacements and recalibrations than anyone else.
Thank you so much.
Don't wait. Schedule now.
Safe like repair, safe like replace.
How does Taco Bell not have a breakfast taco already? You have all the ingredients. Fluffy eggs, melty cheese, savory sausage. What's simpler than a taco? The all-new toasted breakfast taco. Simple and tasty. I did that. I made that happen.
Liberty Mutual customized my car insurance, and I saved hundreds. With the money I saved, I started a dog walking business. I was a bit nervous at first, but then I figured, it's just walking, right? Oh.
No, it's just a bunny! Calm down, Taco. Sit. That just stop. Sesame, no. Walter, don't. No, sweet.
You're lucky you're so cute. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Every family has one. You know the one who pushes the limits. Who's always up for a challenge. Who never backs down, but always has your back. Every family has one. Well, we have 3. Meet the Chevy ZR2 family. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
The offseason is the time for trades, free agent signings, and the best interview in baseball. You never know who will show up on Intentional Talk, weekdays at 5 Eastern, only on MLB Network. And you never know who's going to stop by in the 8th inning. It's Andrew Baker of the Phillies with immaculate fall league numbers. And facing Carson Williams, the Rays' #2 prospect, 28th pick in the draft 2 years ago. This could be just one and done here for Baker. Ike Buxton is scheduled to throw the 9th.
Baker struggled during the course of the season this year in minor leagues, but something he's really had to work on is his command. He has the stuff. That's a nasty slider.
Yeah, fastball slider combination, reliever profile all the way. If he can find the zone even just a little bit better, he has a chance to pitch in the big leagues. How much more he can find the strike zone will determine, how high leverage kind of situation he might get into.
There's that slider, and it is filthy. So he comes in for the cameo. He strikes out Carson Williams, and MLB's #19 prospect is rung up. Just 4 pitches, quick night's work for Andrew Baker. And with that, we go to the 9th at the Fall Stars game.
This holiday season, give your family the gift that keeps on going.
Our very own Energizer Bunny?
Energizer Ultimate Lithium. The #1 longest lasting AA battery.
Hey, deal lovers. Here's something new.
Having good taste shouldn't cost you a good deal. And in this hut, $7 gets you both.
The all-new $7 deal lovers menu at Pizza Hut.
Because it's only a deal if you love it.
I'm coming in hot.
Michelin equips more than 8 out of 10 electric vehicle manufacturers in the U.S. because game-changing cars deserve game-changing tires. Michelin, motion for life.
It may be cool outside, but the Mad Dog is always fired up.
It's a fun time of the year.
Hot takes are his specialty.
Prospects are suspects until they prove themselves in the big leagues.
High Heat, weekdays at 1 Eastern on MLB Network.
En cualquier equipo que haya un latino, pone flow.
Hay flow,
Sí, pone flow,
hay piquete.
pone ambiente.
¿Cuál es, si no artista, el género que más pone a Randy a vibrar?
Tú sabes, los Domi pusieron el dembow ese y estoy activo.
Ya tú sabes, opa, opa, opa.
Oh, man.
Bernie, my brother.
How you doing, man?
Right,
Un
placer.
placer.
Un placer.
¿Cómo estás?
I'm starstruck.
The numbers are in the books. Now, who are the best of the best?
This may have been one of the most impressive seasons we've ever seen.
Baseball's award season starts right here on MLB Network. Who will win? Find out exclusively. Coverage begins Monday.
Catch live November baseball on MLB Network with the Arizona Fall League Championship game. Hey, I'm calling that one too. Watch baseball's hottest prospects duel for the Desert Crown. Saturday at 8 Eastern, only on MLB Network.
Folks there's a cot here in the booth.
I'm not leaving.
And Greg's just sleeping here until championship day.
So it's me, Jim Callis, and Dan O'Dowd, I believe.
Nice.
That's a crew.
You brought the A team in after this.
Yeah, this is the Z team.
I'm glad you stayed in the alphabet.
The Z team. We didn't even get the B or the C squad. We got the Z team, and I love these guys. Jonathan Mayo, Ruben Amaro Jr., and Greg Caserta with you as we get a slow roller from Kevin Parada to third. Throw across in time. And Parada is taken care of. And there will be a bottom of the 9th, despite the score right now. Everybody's going to get their licks in. Batters will bat, pitchers will pitch, and the American League will get a chance to add to this lead, assuming it holds up, of course.
Yeah, one thing that I've been really impressed by is the overall defense. I mean, we talk about offense.
Don't talk about that enough.
Offense,
or guys throwing 100 miles.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, these guys are actually playing good, solid defensive baseball, which, I mean, that's what leads to wins, and that's what leads to major league players. And if you can't play defense, it's hard to win in the major leagues, and we've seen that time and time again. I'm so impressed with the way the guys have tossed the leather today.
Yeah, the guy hitting right now, Nasim Nunez, no one defends better than him. I mean, maybe Eric Brown Jr., but he had a nice play earlier, but he can really show the glove and run.
It was Chase Young over there at third base making that play. Troy Taylor is the one on the mound. 12th round pick last year of the Mariners.
He's interesting. You know, so often fall league games when we're running around during the regular year, as he walks Nunez, you're focused on the hitters. You know, if a guy's had a big game, you're thinking about, oh, what am I going to write about? And you don't pay enough attention to the relief pitchers. You know, Teodo obviously caught my attention, but Troy Taylor's kind of interesting because he struggled with his command. Then it kind of clicked late in the year, and he's carried it over here. And it's upper 90s. It's a power slider. You know, if he keeps trending in that direction, there's so many guys that you don't hear about because they don't get that much attention paid to them who pitch in relief here, and they use it. He hasn't pitched above 8 ball yet. You catapult him to the upper levels. He may be pitching in Seattle, you know, at some point next year because of this stepping stone.
And really, it's about, for me, it's always about confidence. If the guy has confidence on the mound and he starts, you know, believing in his stuff. Now that ball was obviously fastball was pulled well to the glove side, but if he starts believing in his ability to throw strikes, that can move him very, very quickly. I mean, it's really about throwing strikes. There's so many guys with great arms, and in this case, I mean, he just tried to overthrow that fastball and he yanked on it and pulled it to the glove side. But it just sometimes it just takes one, you know, one thought from a coach or just one appearance on the mound where he just sort of finds it. And it can click. It can happen fast, especially with the type of arm strength that some of these guys have.
Right.
Tunneled a good slider right there to Jace Bowen, who doubled his last time up for his first plate appearance, and he doubles up on the slider. Does Taylor. A strikeout for out number 2.
And it's all power.
That's the first time that the leadoff spot for the National League has been set down. 4 plate appearances and 4 getting on base. As you get another look at Bowen and another pitching change. Carlos Cardoza signals to his bullpen. And the American League is going to get one final arm out there. A.J. Blubaugh on his way in from the Astros organization.
Are your headlights underperforming when you need them most? Are they cloudy and oxidized, making your car look bad? Stop wasting your time with solutions that don't last. Cerakote's Headlight Restoration Kit restores weathered headlights back to like new and keeps them that way for life. Cerakote's kit includes everything you need to go from this to this. Simply wipe away oxidation, give them a light sanding, and apply the ceramic coating. That's it. They'll restore clarity, look great, and are guaranteed to last.
Oh, wow, yeah, the difference. Oh, that's crazy. Dang, that's crazy. It's like a whole new headlight.
Cerakote is a crystal clear coating that bonds to the surface, repelling the elements, and is long-lasting, with over 25,000 five-star reviews.
I've been a detailer now for almost 4 decades. I've probably detailed about 25,000 cars. I've never come across a product that has the ease of use, the longevity, and the final result factor of Cerakote's Headlight Restoration Kit.
Buy any of Cerakote's #1 selling ceramic products for under $20 at these leading retailers today.
When it comes to gifts, they say it's the thought that counts. Sure, but only if those thoughts are utterly unexpected. Uncommon Goods takes your thoughtful thoughts and turns them into brilliant ideas. A magic light. Oh, how about an entire light show? A love potion, a fireside chat, a fantastic voyage, a walk on the wild side. Oh, you get the idea. The brilliant one. Bring us your thoughts, and we'll help make them brilliant gifts. Visit uncommongoods.com, where we're all out of the ordinary.
We need a small business loan fast.
I got this.
Loan cannon!
There's a better way to get a fast small business loan. Go to OnDeck.com, and if approved, get your funds as soon as the same day. Your loan is on deck.
A look at the end of the 17th Fall Stars game, 30th season of the Arizona Fall League. And yes, we will be playing a bottom of the 9th, even though the National League is down to its final out here in the top of the inning. The National League scored the first run in the top of the 3rd, but basically all AL since then. Again, powered by 3 home runs. And this one chopped to short. 1 pitch, job well done. And Kevin Alcantara is retired. A.J. Blubaugh won't have an easier appearance than that on the national stage. So he got checked coming in from the bullpen, and he was all clean, all good. 1 pitch, 1 away. The AL back for 1 more go after this.
The future is threatened by enemies often unseen
They alert Marine.
and unexpected. In the midst of an uncertain and evolving world, the need for Marines to defeat these shifting threats is critical, because the need to ensure stability for our nation has never been greater. When there are battles to win for America's future, there is one constant: Marines.
With FanDuel, every night is a watch party. New customers bet $5 to get $150 bonus if your team wins. Bet all the stars with all your friends and tell them that they get 3 months of NBA League Pass on us with any $5 bet. Only on FanDuel. New customers bet $5 get $150 bonus if your team wins, plus NBA League Pass on us.
The Chase Ink Business Premier Card is made for Sam, who makes
everyday products designed smarter.
Genius! Like 2.5% cash back on purchases of $5,000 or more, so Sam can make smart ideas
a brilliant reality.
Chase for business. Make more of what's yours.
We love this house. It really has it all.
Yeah, but our neighbor, he's a little opinionated.
Next on Golf Day.
Rank 1! I think I'll make me a big salad.
Rank 2! At least Geico makes it easy to bundle our home and car insurance.
Strike 3!
What are you talking about? That's a cute shirt. You need glasses, pal.
That's it. You're out of here.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
He's done this to me before.
You just wonder, John, how far away is Corey Seager?
It's really hard to tell because so much depends on what happens with Hanley Ramirez and if they want to bridge with Arwe Bariuena or move D. Gordon over. But you see the scouting report. This guy's a pure hitter, and the ball travels 50 doubles this year. As he matures, some of those are going to turn to home runs. Just like the big brother, Kyle Seager, who was a gap-to-gap hitter in the minors and in college and has become a 20-home run staple in Seattle.
You know, I wonder, whatever happened to that guy?
I haven't heard much from him.
The Seager kid, whatever became of him? I think things worked out just fine, but it shows you some people start here and they blossom and develop into something special.
Well, I mean, he played here twice, and his first go-around was not very good. Not everyone comes here. You know, Mike Trout came at the end of a really long year and didn't play particularly well.
Rolled over by Dominic Keegan. Nice little sachet on the throw from Ivan Melendez. And these are some of the numbers that we mentioned at the top of our broadcast. Again, this is the 30th season of the Arizona Fall League, 31st year. And the number of all-star selections and all the other end-of-season accolades just continues to grow. You can add more to that total as time goes on. And I think in the end, you ask these young men, sure, making the majors would be nice. Get 10 years in, that service time mark. You win a couple of individual awards, but Corey Seager's a 2-time World Series MVP. Yeah. He's got the hardware that really matters.
He sure does, and so many different uses for the AFL. We had Ryan Howard here, who was one of those MVPs, and Ryan Howard, we actually, at the time, we had both Jim Thome and Ryan Howard in our organization. We were trying to figure out what we were going to do, and we tried to throw him in left field to see if he could handle it. Didn't work out all that well.
I can confirm he could not handle it. I was here when that was happening.
Yeah, and you know, we had Milt Thompson come out, who was working with the outfielders and our base runners, and he just wasn't, you know, fit to be able to play left field. But it did give us the opportunity to put him out there and to find out if he could do it. We ended up making a trade, moving Jim Thome and bringing Howard to first base, and the rest was sort of history for him.
This one punched over towards first and foul. Peyton Wilson up in the box. Now, some of the history here is very interesting to me. 2011 stood out to me. The East roster had 3 guys. You might have heard of them: Trout, Harper, and Arenado. And you see Arenado, who won the MVP award in 2011. The East had their starter go that night. He didn't make it out of the first inning. He gave up 5 earned runs. He turned into Garrett Cole. So you think about all those guys in one place on one team.
That was a time when they would bring, and that was Garrett Cole's draft year. He, he came straight from the draft here. They don't do that too often with pitching anymore. But yeah, that was a pretty stacked year. And Bryce Harper had come the year before in his draft year as a taxi squad guy.
Here's a drive into right field. This one back towards the wall, and it's dropped by Alcantara, ranging back to his right. Alcantara did everything right but squeezed the mid. He had it lined up on a ball that was shot well by Wilson. And that'll go down as a base hit.
Yeah, it's a hit.
And it sure is. 7th one for the AL. That gets them 1 up on the National League.
Well, you said it right. I mean, he had a great route. This ball was crushed in the right center field. A little hanging breaking ball. It stayed up. I think he got his glove up just a little bit too early, and it may have blocked off his vision from actually making the play. And here's Marty Malloy.
He's a little upset that he didn't come with that catch. You think these kids don't want to win?
Oh, that's
or show out in,
they
this
sure
case.
Do. No doubt about it. Andrew Baker is done. Ike Buxton is the final pitcher of the night for the National League. He is on his way in as Baker departs following the 1-out double from Peyton Wilson. The American League getting their last licks. They lead this game 6-3. The big finish when we come back.
Cracked windshield on your new car? Bring it to Safeway. My customer was enjoying her new car when her windshield cracked.
My car.
She didn't take it to the dealer. She scheduled with Safeway. We have the latest technology for the newest vehicles. And we do more replacements and recalibrations than anyone else.
Thank you so much.
Don't wait. Schedule now.
Safe like repair, safe like replace.
How does Taco Bell not have a breakfast taco already? You have all the ingredients. Fluffy eggs, melty cheese, savory sausage. What's simpler than a taco? The all-new toasted breakfast taco. Simple and tasty. I did that. I made that happen.
Liberty Mutual customized my car insurance, and I saved hundreds. With the money I saved, I started a dog walking business. I was a bit nervous at first, but then I figured, it's just walking, right? Oh. No, it's just funny! Calm down, Taco. Sit. That just stop. Sesame, no. Walter, don't. No, speak. You're lucky you're so cute. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Every family has one. You know the one who pushes the limits, who's always up for a challenge, who never backs down, but always has your back. Every family has one. Well, we have 3. Meet the Chevy ZR2 family.
Chevrolet, together let's drive.
This young man right here has a name that would have been great for Harry Callis. He would have said Ike Buxton, would have sounded cool.
And his journey's been pretty cool. Goes from catcher to pitcher, goes to Cape Cod, seen there, and ends up being a high pick for the Marlins. Or 15th rounder for the Marlins, but still.
Drafted is drafted.
Yeah.
Here's Desan Brown. And it's a ball and a strike. Desan grounded out to shortstop his first time up.
That's sort of old school scouting there. You got a guy who's had a pretty good arm. And
arm strength, take him late.
Take him late.
Put him out
Put
there.
him on the mound.
Yeah. Jason Mott was the guy who did that.
Look out. Jason Mott, former Cardinal. Right, came up with the Cards.
Converted to catching. Came here, Foley.
He had that stretch of like 1 or 2 years where he was electric.
Desan Brown. Hey, let me talk about let me go back to another old school name. Shannon Stewart. Desan Brown.
Oh, I get
Shannon Stewart could swing it.
A little speed, a little power.
He's got top of the skull speed. The power is going to come.
Right. Same thing with Shannon because he didn't have a lot of power early.
Yeah. Desan, he was 17 when he got drafted. He's from Canada. And he knew it was going to take time. He knew it was going to take time. This is been a big challenge for him.
The Blue Jays very high on Desan. They nearly took one off his forearm, and he's a Canadian. He's from Oakville, Canada. He was the Blue Jays' 3rd-round pick in 2019. And right now is their number 29 prospect. Took him out of Abbey Park High School, so still very young, just 22. And he leaves it up.
And when you think about Canadian players and you say young, I mean, they don't get a lot of reps. I mean, you're not playing a lot. It's not like you can play all the time. It's not like you're playing in Atlanta or in the South in Florida or in California. So it's about getting reps, and if he continues to get them, continue to develop, you never know what you're going to get.
He's one of those like one rung at a time kind of guys. In previous time in the minors, he may have spent multiple years in short season leagues and things like that.
Back at the top of the order, here's Caleb Durbin of the Yankees organization. So we keep it in the AL East with Caleb, who grounded out to shortstop. Pinstripes in the desert. And the infield back behind the runners. Desan Brown after the walk. Really for him, this fall league season has been about strength and conditioning, bulking up and making sure that he can stay on his feet for a full 140 game slate.
And start to impact the baseball, because he's another top of the scale speed guy, but you can't have the bat knocked out of your hands. You know, he's going to have to impact. We're not talking big home run power, although he might still develop that.
But saw the note just now on Caleb Durbin, Division III guy. That's somebody you root for.
Absolutely.
Washington University in St. Louis.
How about that?
14th round pick. Standing in at 5'6", 185. Going with the socks pulled up too. Chopper back up the middle. Perhaps 2 to end the game. Sure, why not? And the defense does it all tonight. Twin killing up the middle. They roll it. And I know it doesn't look normal, but those guys in the dugout are your winners. The American League takes home the 17th Fall Stars game by a score of 6-3. They never had to spill out of the dugout. They all got to stay in one nice little place.
They weren't sure exactly how to celebrate, I think. But, you know, a game like this is a chance for these guys to showcase on a national stage after a very long year. And I think we got to see a lot of what the fuss was about with a lot of these players tonight.
Yeah, it's a really efficiently played game, I think. A pretty clean game, good defense overall, and again, we got a chance to see some power. We got to see some power arms and some excellent defense.
Yeah. Incredibly well-played game. And this double play up the middle, Nunez to Triantos, and then Schwartz on the receiving end at first. Flawless defensive game. No errors for either team. And a 6-3 American League win. Yeah, smile and celebrate, boys. Job well done before the final off day of the season tomorrow. And some of these players still gearing up for a playoff run, which will start with the play-in game on Friday. And then the championship game, the final broadcast here of the season on Saturday. That'll be at 8 o'clock Eastern. And that is going to be a lot of fun. We'll also hear from Chuck Fox, who's going to announce the Fall Stars game MVP in just a moment. Who's your vote, boys?
I mean, it's got to be Colson Montgomery, right? Couple knocks, the left-on-left homer, as Kyle Manzardo gave him credit for. I give it to him just for the smile right there.
I'm with you.
Yeah, it's a good pick. And sure enough, he's walking out to home plate right now. There he is. So we talked about him in the open. We spotlighted Colson Montgomery, who came in as the highest rated top 100 prospect here in the Fall Stars game, coming in at number 17. A single and a solo home run, which jumpstarts this 6-3 American League win. There it is. Keep the bat and keep that smile. He was a lot of fun to talk to as well. We really enjoyed our time with Colson Montgomery. And again, he was on headset with us when Manzardo hit the home run. So he really chipped in every facet of the game tonight.
Yep. MVP just for those kicks, by the way. Yeah, he's got a little style, a little flair, and just can flat out play the game. I think we're going to look back maybe as soon as next year and say, hey, we saw Colson Montgomery do what he is capable of doing, and he starts doing it in Chicago next year. It's really not out of the question at all.
Yeah, really great head on his shoulders. Like the way he goes about his business. Humble kid who's got a chance to be a really good major league player.
Talked about Kyle Manzardo coming in at number 58 on the list. He also hit a home run in the 5th inning and brought in a run with a sac fly. So Manzardo certainly in the discussion for Fall Stars game MVP, but it belongs to Colson Montgomery, who could be up with the White Sox as soon as next year. Just an unbelievable night. The win for Jake Eder, the loss for Braden Nett, and the save for A.J. Bluebaugh. Unbelievable stuff. Gentlemen, let's do this again.
Sounds good.
Maybe not tomorrow, but we'll do it soon.
Yeah, next year. Fall Stars next year. Let's do it.
Great stuff from my crew. Great stuff for the entire crew. A job well done by everybody, not just up here, but all around the ballpark. Saturday at 8 Eastern, we continue our coverage of the Arizona Fall League with the championship game. For Ruben Amaro Jr., Jonathan Mayo, and our entire crew, this is Greg Caserta saying goodbye from Sloan Park. Thanks for watching the 2023 Arizona Fall League Fall Stars game.